Bagels are yours. Lose? Well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Siffle. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe. Happer and Schaefer.
It says I take no joy in life. I can see that.
Coming at you live from Koppel Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Why are you yelling at me?
Whatever, make me a bicycle clown.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer.
You might want to look away for this.
Mike Schaefer.
My boy's awake and smart.
This is Happer and Schaefer.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. This is Happer and Schaefer live right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer with you. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Connor.
How's your weekend? Did you do anything?
I have a pest of the weekend that might be my top pest of the week. It had nothing to do with the Vikings, which I did not watch a single NFL snap until I had some in-laws over on Sunday helping out with the house and stuff, treating them to lunch. It was like a late lunch. We
Good on you.
Get over to like Big Red Keno because now I'm South Lincoln guy, so I got to support all the South Lincoln establishments.
South Lincoln Schaefer.
Yep.
You should start calling in the radio shows. South Lincoln Schaefer.
That might be my call-in name, or I want that on my text line name.
Okay, got it.
Because I text in now more because I like spend more time in a car than ever.
That's true, yeah. It's a long trip into the middle of town.
Yeah. So we're at this establishment and they have like the little TVs that you can in the booth or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought stopped being a thing, but it's one of the only places I've seen with it. They have the NFL package. Like, this is pretty great because it's only like 4 minutes from my house now. So I've got a spot I can go to if I need to. Sit down. The Vikings, I think, had forced a punt. And in typical fashion, it was like 3rd and short, false start. They have to punt because Kirk Cousins tries to scramble for 9 yards, gets 7, and just demolished.
So what could go wrong? The Vikings are punting.
They got a punt. They had like nearly every punt blocked by the Bears last week. Their punter is horribly slow. I don't know if it's like the snap is slow, like the snap speed isn't that fast. There's always at least one hand or arm around him at all times when he's about to release the punt. They run the clock down, which is idiotic because they're trailing. So I don't understand that aspect. Plus, you're also allowing them to just time the snap because you're snapping it at 1. Good job, idiots. Nice work. Just great work there. Nearly gets blocked. For some reason, the entire team runs up the center of the field, but the punt went over to the left.
Oh, this is
It wasn't Nebraska. No one, it didn't, everyone didn't hard charge to the right, but everyone just ran up the center. They weren't dispersed very
almost like they didn't know what was supposed to happen, or the punter just punted the ball the wrong way.
I don't know. I think they're all just excited he got the punt off his foot before it got blocked. So there's no one there. They return it for a touchdown, and I have to proceed to watch the rest of the game knowing that there's no way they're going to win, that they will hang around. They're going to make me feel like they have a small chance. The defense will just combust. The Rams, believe this or not, Happer, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it is not a league-wide rule that you have to throw to your fullback on 3rd and short. You can indeed.
So much.
He had like 6 catches, and I saw 4 of them yesterday.
His usage rate is the highest.
It's insane.
It's so high for fullback.
So it's like 3rd and 5, and it's like, well, they're going to go to Cooper Kupp. Put all 11 guys on Cooper Kupp. See what Matthew Stafford does. Instead, it's Mackenzie Alexander. He falls down, 45-yard gain. Okay, another key 3rd down. You at least got to stop, force the kick, so you have more time left. Can't do it. They go to Cooper Kupp again in single coverage. Like Mike Zimmer, a vaunted defensive guy, whatever.
And none of these are your best of the weekend.
No.
Wow.
I got an entirely different pest of the weekend. So it's locked in, ready to go.
Yeah, I felt as if watching that game or watching parts of it, I felt like the Vikings have finally completed their full morph into Nebraska football. They hit all the check marks. They had a punt taken back on them. They had dumb penalties at the wrong time. They give the ball to the wrong players usually, even though they have better players.
They had 4 takeaways yesterday, and they didn't win the game.
Their defense is actually pretty good, but they do inexplicably dumb stuff at times.
Their defense is good in like something. They lead in the NFL in sacks. I don't know how. They don't have a single pass rusher. I think is good, but they lead the NFL in sacks.
And the Rams were about to run away if not Barr took, had that pick.
Stafford, if not for Stafford,
Stafford.
You always have him in your back.
And then and last but not least, certainly not least, the field goal to make it a 7-point game and backdoor cover to make it a 1-score loss. Just beautiful. Mwah.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
I was actually proud in that moment because I've seen it in the past where Mike Zimmer doesn't realize that you could do that and at least give your it's a 2-score game and he's just focused on getting the touchdown.
We can get one more crack on this.
And it's like they did it right away and I was like, whoa, okay, progress here. This is, and then getting it onside in the NFL is pretty difficult. So it's pretty tough to ask at that point.
Very fun.
Yeah.
So very fun weekend for you.
Good times.
You had a lot of things that you were up to. I'm sure.
I was very busy this weekend.
I'm sure a little bit of that will come up in the Pest of the weekend. There's just to kind of, this is kind of usually where we set the tone for the week or, kind of lay out what's happening or what did happen. Not much.
This week.
That's my answer. Not much.
Just a preview for everyone. I'm coming back at 4:00 and I'm going to be on with Jay Foreman and Nick, our multi-talented intern.
That's right.
Here.
Hey, he's not an intern.
And I was thinking, okay, let's multi-talented coworker, colleague.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hang in there, Nick.
Great job, Nick.
And so we're doing the show from 4 to 6, and I was like sitting down trying to think like, okay, what do we want to get into? What's happening? Look at the basketball schedule. They don't play till like January 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like no one wants to really talk about it either.
No.
So,
but they have played. They did play last week. Otherwise, nothing else would have been happening the entire week. This is a good hey, there's this going on, and then after they lose, you can complain about them for a day,
right?
Or if they win, it's like, hey, cool.
So then you're like, okay, well, what bowl games are going on? And then
all the bowl games
learn in the news that the bowl games are not happening. And then it's like, so the conversations that you're basically left with are COVID cancellations and transfer portal.
I was disappointed. Yeah, which are two great topics that everybody
everyone
loves
those.
I was disappointed that the Wasabi Fenway Bowl was canceled. Did you know it's called the Wasabi Fenway Bowl?
No.
Yeah, I just found that out too. I wanted to see the football game get played. So they've tried to play that game now each of the last 2 years, and they've both been canceled because of COVID. So they'll try again next time.
Keep trying.
They're going to try again next year.
Hang in there, Nick.
The Gator Bowl this week now features Rutgers and Wake Forest, which that's a pretty major bowl game.
Good for Wake Forest.
That's a game that's happening. Even the games that are happening this week aren't that exciting because of opt-outs, COVID, and I guess all we have to look forward to is the playoff, which we haven't heard anything about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you getting a little nervous about that? I'm getting a little nervous.
A little.
The
last thing we heard was Michigan's entire team was getting boosted, and which is good, I guess.
Yeah,
but that's it. It's a total mess.
Yeah,
I thought it wouldn't be, but it is.
I don't know about you. Seeing the sort of reporting last night about Illinois' interest in playing in the Sun Bowl just felt like it totally encapsulated how the last 2 years of college athletics have been, just rolled into one tweet. Illinois will not seek berth for Sun Bowl, or will not seek replacement berth at Sun Bowl. And it's just like, really? This is a
real story.
We need to sit around and see if Brett Bielema is going to take 5-7 Illinois that hasn't practiced.
People were wondering, will Illinois try and go get this?
Like, they're going to practice for 3 days after being off for a month. They're going to go play in the Sun Bowl, and we think this is smart.
There are 2 games actually, I'm sorry. There is one game today.
Oh no, the other 2 got canceled.
There was one that got canceled, and that was the Military Bowl. So sorry to Boston College and East Carolina. I'm not sure which team was responsible for that. But at 10 a.m. on ESPN today, you will find the Quick Lane Bowl.
Oh, okay.
With Western Michigan and Nevada. Carson Strong,
good.
Is he opted out? I don't think
so.
I don't think Carson Strong is opted out.
I don't think it'd be good for Carson Strong.
So, there's a checklist that you have to go through when you look at these bowl games. It's okay. Number 1, does it exist? Okay, check. Number 2, does either team have COVID concerns? Are both teams playing? All right. If you get past that miraculously, then you have to get to, are any of the players or major players opting out? of the football game. And if you get past all that, it could be an enjoyable watch. That is at 10 a.m. this morning.
So if you were like, I have nothing going on, what am I going to watch? Carson Strong is interesting for two reasons. Could be in the NFL draft, could be in the transfer portal. He's a junior. He has an extra year of eligibility. He is very good. He is a very good quarterback. He will be drafted. He's the kind of guy that you draft and stash and try to develop over a couple years. I doubt he would be starting for a team right away next year.
Could be
or if
for
he
a
goes
Power
to the
5
transfer
team
portal,
next year.
he's the kind of guy that people like bust into fistfights over because you put him on a top 15 team, you have a potential for a top 5 team. He's good.
He did opt out. He opted out of the bowl game.
Didn't even see that.
I just had to do a quick Google.
Did he already enter in the NFL draft?
Yeah, according to USA Today 2 weeks ago, Nevada quarterback Carson Strong declares for NFL draft, won't play in Wolfpack's bowl game.
There goes that.
So
I got nothing for you.
No transfer portal.
You got no Jay Norvell.
No quick lane bowl.
I don't know a single player on Western Michigan's team.
Well, and that would explain why Western Michigan is a 7-point favorite.
Yeah,
going
would explain it.
This morning's game. So that's what's going on in the wide world of sports. We have Baker Mayfield to talk about during the show today. It'll actually be pretty NFL heavy. I have a couple things to throw at you there. Yeah. Maybe we'll catch up on what's going on with Nebraska football, just like kind of update where are we at. Not much has changed, but reset things a little bit. Quick thing, Cool Shades guy, aka Marcus Castro Walker.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. He's going to Florida.
That was a Christmas Day thing.
I think that's right.
And it was like announced by just doing a hashtag new profile tweet.
So who will
new profile pic?
Hashtag new profile pic from Marcus Castro Walker. Who will be Cool Shades guy now?
Well, probably no one. I'm guessing no one can replace the Shades specifically. More importantly, who's going to be the go-between for Scott Frost and the university when it relates to issues with the football team? That's what Marcus Castro Walker really did the other 6 days of the week.
I'm more interested in the Cool Shades part.
You're more interested in who stands there with the water bottle and the towel.
Well, I mean, that is that's a high-profile spot.
It's very visible.
It's a very high-profile spot. You get to stand right behind Scott Frost the entire game and look cool.
Yeah, I think I was asked more about him than any other personnel person ever.
Who is that guy?
Yeah. You get a text like, who's a rapper behind Scott Frost?
So now he'll bring his Cool Shades to Florida.
Yeah.
On the staff that Billy Napier.
Where they don't play as many night games, so it'll be more effective for him wearing them.
He wore shades even at nighttime.
Yeah, he did. That's where he earned his most acclaim.
So we'll take a break. If you have anything for us today on the show, we'd love to hear it. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline in the Sartor Hammond text line. Hope everybody had a good long weekend. Another short week this week, Monday through Thursday. We're off on New Year's Eve, and we'll come back fresh next week. We'll take a quick time out. More up next on Happer Schaefer.
Follow Connor and Mike on Twitter at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer. You're listening to Happer and Schaefer.
Every time we make the choice to drive, we're making a choice that could have life or death consequences. Friedman Law Offices has proudly sponsored our holiday taxi service for 30 years. This year, we're proud to partner with Z-Trip to keep Lincoln's streets safer. Between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. from December 15th to New Year's Day, you can get a free ride home if you've had too much to drink. Just call 402-474-SAFE or click Let Friedman Drive at friedmanlaw.com. Friedman Law Offices. Helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
Big Red Towing reminds motorists every 6 days a tow truck driver is killed while helping stranded motorists. So if you see a vehicle with emergency lights flashing, just know you're required by law to move over and slow down. Let's get tow truck drivers home safely to their families. Slow down and move over. You may save a life. This message from Big Red Towing. For all your towing needs, whether light, medium, or heavy duty, call the professionals at 402-475-4869. That's Big Red Towing, on the air because they care.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa. South Lincoln has a new place for you to catch all sporting events. The Upside Bar and Lounge is your destination for Monday Night Football, UFC fight nights, and more. It's a great place to meet friends to enjoy great drinks and food, with plenty of TVs to catch all the action. There's easy access and free parking and comfortable seating for groups. And don't forget happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. each weekday. There's specials every night, including taco night on Mondays and burger baskets on Tuesdays. That's at the Upside Bar and Lounge at 27th and Pine Lake.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge starting January 8th with 2 locations in Lincoln.
Hi, I'm Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska in the NFL, I wore lots of protective gear to safeguard my health. I'm still protecting my health, as well as my family, friends, and community because I got my COVID vaccine. And now, even kids 5 years and older can be vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, get your booster shot if you qualify. It's free, it's safe, and it protects all of us. Suit up against COVID. Find out more at healthylincoln.org.
Connor Happer. Mike Schaefer.
You know what goes great with major sports moments and or Creighton meltdowns? Coors.
This is Happer and Schaefer.
Schaefer, if I were to tell you that Josh Giddey did something of historical significance last night, what do you think that would mean?
Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey.
No, I don't know.
He's an NBA player.
Okay. I didn't even know what sport we were talking about here.
NBA.
Okay.
Basketball.
Okay.
Plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Terrible team.
And last night, Josh Giddey became the second player in NBA history to post a double-double while scoring 0 points.
Rebounds and assists?
That is correct.
Wow.
In 1971, Norm Van Leer did this with 0 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. Josh Giddey last night, 0 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, making him the second player in league history to post a scoreless double-double. Good question. I don't have the
10 assists with the Thunder seems like an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, even though teams are bad, the NBA's got a lot of the same stuff that bowl games have going on right now. There's just a bunch of rando dudes in the NBA right now. As Sipple pointed out on Twitter on Christmas, Darren Collison went into the game. The Lakers are a complete disaster right now.
There's actual real talk that they could end up missing the playoffs because they're buried. And the West, is solid. There's a lot of teams.
Josh Giddey got his double-double in 28 minutes.
Do you know where he went to college? Had you ever heard this name before?
He's been doing pretty well this year.
Okay.
He's an Australian.
Okay.
He was like a top 10 pick last year.
Oh, all right. Yeah, nothing. I don't have any frame of reference at all.
10 rebounds, 10 assists, 0 points. Do you know what that came out to be at plus minus? He was 0 for 8 from the field.
Minus 14.
Minus 6.
Okay.
So double, minus 6.
So I think there's sometimes, because like I know players in the NBA, but I don't follow it very closely. I was wondering how many players in the NHL I could just name at this point in time, and especially if you do the caveat no goalies. And I think it's like two or three.
I know a bunch of players on the Avalanche because I follow the Nuggets people.
Yeah. And Brett tweets about them.
But usually like that's because that's how I end up knowing the most about the Chiefs, because I follow all the Royals people and they're always tweeting about, the Chiefs. They don't have that for hockey.
Now you explain why I know more about the Browns than I care to know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to.
And you probably know a little bit about like the Minnesota Wild or something like that.
Not as much.
Yeah, they're a little separate.
Yeah. I feel like the Vikings people I follow only cover the Vikings. So they don't really dabble over with it.
Okay.
Whereas the Cleveland people I follow care way too much about both the Cavs and the Browns.
So
Darius Garland, apparently really good.
Yes, he is.
So that's what I have learned.
You'll get some
and Evan Mobley, and they are over the moon about this Cavs.
They love Evan Mobley. Yeah. There was actually a great NBA rumor recently that LeBron would ask out of LA to go back to Cleveland. I mean, it's in no way real, but that is a thought that was floated around by nobody significant.
That city would be so ecstatic.
It would be amazing.
They would love it.
Even though they've burned his jersey twice or whatever.
I don't think they did the second time. The second time, I think it was understood like this was a short life thing. The first time was like, this man has ruined our town.
The Cavs are good. So I was thinking about this, but we don't. I mean, if there was ever a day to do it, I guess it would be today. But like, the Cavs are pretty good. But I don't know that like putting LeBron on your team automatically means you're going to win a championship anymore.
No. Well, no.
Now they have a pretty good team. I don't know if that's a finals winner though.
I think we're at the point where we're in late stage LeBron. I mean, he's not the same guy that he was even 2 years ago when he basically, he and Anthony Davis took that team to a title.
Anthony Davis.
Hate him.
The worst.
Yep.
The worst. I've never had less fun watching a basketball player play basketball than him.
And that says a lot because there's some unfun basketball players.
And he's super talented.
Yeah, that's what makes it annoying is like he's probably in the 99.9 percentile of talent.
Yes.
But also the 99.9 percentile of acting.
Yep.
And the 0.00001 percentile and body strength.
Yeah, well, he's 7 foot tall and thinking that he's 6'2".
Yeah.
Which is a great attribute to have.
Throwing himself on the ground anytime a stiff breeze comes into the crypto center.
Yep. Not the Bitcoin. Not the Bitcoin center. So there's that as we bump around a little bit here. Also, post-game press conference yesterday from Bill Belichick.
Hi, football aside, sorry, but I'm doing a story about New Year's resolutions, and I was just wondering if you had any you wanted to share with your fans and our readers.
Now, do you know how this ended up?
No.
Would you care to know what happened? The receiving end of that question was Bill Belichick.
Right. I bet he gave a great answer.
He told everybody what his resolutions are.
Yeah. And how much he loves resolutions. And this Reader's Digest question, it was one of the happy points of his day.
Yeah. No, not right now.
Okay. Thanks.
Maybe next week.
Not quite.
That's tough. I mean, they just lost the division or potentially lost the division. They're lost 2 straight games, lost to the Bills.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, like that's a reporter putting them in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And
it's
and I don't know the identity of the person that asked the question or who
but she was just told like, hey, you gotta go and you gotta ask Bill Belichick this.
Right.
Without any knowledge of anything.
That's unfair to everybody. It's unfair to the other press members. Like you have a finite amount of time to ask questions. Like it's not really one that needs to be asked in a press conference, but
no.
Or really ever.
Definitely not in a press conference.
Wouldn't it have been great though? If
I hate when people ask what my New Year's resolutions are. I hate when that happens in general, and I'm not at a press conference.
You're not a New Year's resolution guy.
I'm definitely not a New Year's resolution guy.
I'm not either.
I would now.
Some people really are, though. They really believe in the power of the start over.
I enjoy the idea of bettering myself and getting better. And
you like the idea of fresh,
yes,
and starting clean, but you don't want to be beholden to whatever, that this day is what's going to turn it around, kind of thing.
No, you could just start. You could start turning it around whenever you want to.
Agreed.
Just do it.
Yeah, I just stopped deciding I was ever going to turn it around, and I'm just backsliding into, whatever it is I'm going to end up as.
Yeah. So that was Bill Belichick. We still have our Baker Mayfield is bad manifesto.
What manifesto? I think everyone knows by now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The bowl games. We got to Marcus Castor Walker, right? Yeah, so we're rolling straight through our topics here. My Christmas was fun.
Tell us about your Christmas.
Oh, I actually want to tell you about my Christmas a little bit on Pest of the Weekend.
Okay, sorry.
But saw a movie. Saw Licorice Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Plays out probably like Wes Anderson movies tend to.
Yes, and that is part of my Pest of the Weekend. But I saw the week before I saw
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley was awesome.
I'm jealous. You're getting to movies. I can't. I need to. I want to.
I'm not a huge movie guy either.
Right.
Nightmare Alley was fantastic. Licorice Pizza was fun. Bradley Cooper shows up for 10 seconds.
The highlight of Licorice Pizza?
It was maybe, yeah. Bradley Cooper shows up, starts yelling and screaming. He's like a, kind of a 70s cocaine loving guy.
Yeah.
That type of deal.
So I'm moving off of 70s Bradley Cooper here.
All right, that's fine.
Did you have to do extended family, or was it pretty low key for you this week?
No extended family whatsoever. Just family.
Nice.
Yeah. My family, her family. That's it.
Did you knock it all out on Friday?
No, Christmas Eve and then Christmas. Christmas Eve with my family, Christmas with hers.
Nice.
It was it. It's pretty simple. And then I had yesterday to chill. It felt short though. Like it was the fact that Christmas was on Saturday this year, so Christmas Eve was on Friday. Everybody gets it. Like it was really straightforward. Usually there's like a day in there where everybody goes back to work, or they, employers feel like, let's just give them the day off anyway because it's not going to be productive. Like it feels like there's a break in there usually. It kind of feels like Christmas just came and went and nothing really even happened.
It was a Saturday. So
it was just a weekend.
Yeah, it was a weekend day. You got the Friday off. Used it to however you could. What'd you do with your Friday? Anything? You go anywhere? Go to the range? The amount of people I saw golfing.
People were golfing.
Was astounding, and I was so jealous. Like, imagine getting to go to whatever crappy Christmas Eve thing you have to. You're like, I played 18 today. Great.
I went out on my deck for the first time since the crazy weird 10-minute storm a couple weeks ago, and I realized that my house was very dirty. So then I made it a weekend as I'm grilling. By the way, propane tank died mid-grill. Classic.
Oh, you didn't? Do you have one of those things?
I don't have a backup. I got a cast iron skillet, so I had to put them on the cast iron skillet inside. It was kind of a little bit of a mess. But I turned around and look at my house. I'm like, oh my God, that house is dirty. So here's what I'm going to do this weekend while the weather's nice. I'm going to get the hose back out, and I'm going to spray off this house. Guess what I did not do the entire weekend?
Spray off the house.
Spray off the house. And now it's going to be too cold, so my house is just going to be dirty all winter.
Yeah, the dirt's going to get frozen to the house and then be there in the spring when it thaws.
I probably have today, and that's it.
Yeah. Probably not even. Doesn't it get really cold this week?
Today we're in the 40s.
Okay.
So we're hanging in there.
I think it's like New Year's Day. It's already a -3 wind chill.
Yeah. We're already into the death of it pretty much by the end of the week.
Switching the calendar.
But no snow yet, so I guess we could deal with that.
Could be worse.
All right, we have our Pest of the Weekend coming up next.
More of Happer and Schaefer is coming your way on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge starting January 8th with 2 locations in Lincoln.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I mean, so many things you turn on now. You say it ain't so. Miami's not playing in the Sun Bowl.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa. Sorry about that, Lincoln. And everybody.
Promo here today, so you never know.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
A new Planet Fitness location is open near you. To celebrate, you can join for just $1 down and then $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
A brand new Planet Fitness location is now open at 84th and Lake.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See Club for details.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
At Supreme Spa and Pool, Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Luxury hot tubs in stock. Don't forget our cash and carry hot tubs also in stock from $29.99. The Stealth Semi In-Ground Pool from $79.99. Also, in-ground pools from $29.99. Don't wait until next year for above-ground pools. Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather. A cooler day for Monday with a high of 44 with mostly sunny skies and breezy northwest winds. Lighter winds expected into Monday night with a low around 26 along with partly cloudy skies. Breezy conditions are back for Tuesday with a high of 40 along with passing clouds. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
South Lincoln has a new place for you to catch all sporting events. The Upside Bar and Lounge is your destination for Monday Night Football, UFC fight nights, and more. It's a great place to meet friends to enjoy great drinks and food, with plenty of TVs to catch all the action. There's easy access and free parking and comfortable seating for groups. And don't forget happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. each weekday. There's specials every night, including taco night on Mondays and burger baskets on Tuesdays. That's at the Upside Bar and Lounge at 27th and Pine Lake.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. More of Happer and Schaefer here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer with you. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. We are back. We had good weekends, but there's always that one thing. There's always that one thing. And for that one thing, we have the Pest of the Weekend. Pest of the Weekend brought to you by Bats to Rats. Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcome animals. So call Dane to help get rid of any bats or rodent problems at 310-310-0904 or go online to batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats, Wildlife Control and Prevention. Look at all my weird scribblies.
Yeah.
On this page.
The notes.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
For our pest of the weekend? Okay.
You're a pest. Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Happer and Schaefer's Pest of the Weekend, brought to you by Bats to Rats.
Insubordinate and churlish.
Looks like by the look of things, Rico has a pest of the weekend.
Or a 6.
The way he just walked in, but who wants to go first?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, Rico.
Should we just let Rico have the floor?
You seem
disturbed. No, I driving. And,
Driving? Did you get in a wreck?
No. My ears got in a wreck because
your ears got in a wreck.
So for our Christmas, we went to Central City for Christmas Eve, and then really late Christmas Eve, I think about 10 o'clock, we decided, you know what? Let's make the 1.5 hour drive north to Orchard with 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the 3-hour drive back yesterday, and about half an hour to Lincoln, KJ woke up.
Little boy.
KJ was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
This is very hard to feed in the back seat, so we decided we're just going to let him cry. So for half an hour, he just cried.
And cried.
And Ellie was sitting back there, not crying, but trying to console her brother by saying, KJ, it's okay. KJ, stop. KJ, we're almost home. Which is cute. But at the same time, I'm like, Ellie, he's fine. Just leave him alone.
You know, I hear parents say that often, like, you know what? We just got to let him cry. This is part of learning. It's tough love, right? It's the very beginning of tough love. We're just going to let him cry. And that usually works for about 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. We don't do it often.
Until the parents can't take it anymore.
We don't do it often, but it's really hard to get into the back seat while driving and feed him, especially with the car seat and her car seat. It's a very small area, so we just let that happen. And then I guess they were not acclimated to being away and then coming back. So he didn't sleep very well last night. So neither me or Rachel slept very well. So it was great.
So past the weekend is
driving, not the kids. Not putting the kids.
I don't know. I felt like what you were describing was kids.
No, it's the driving. He doesn't like sitting in the car seat. If we could just teleport places, it'd be so much easier.
So you're saying if you had just taken the
Or
driving,
the government would make it legal.
Mm-hmm.
If you just took the driving part out of this equation, this experience would have happened to you.
Yeah, if our families lived closer.
I say if you take the kids part out of the equation, this wouldn't happen to you.
No,
I'm not saying don't have kids. I'm just trying to pinpoint what your pest of the weekend is.
No,
Hunter Happer here for population
the
control.
kids were perfect all weekend. They were fantastic all weekend. It's the driving that got them irritated that then got us less sleep.
It's the driving.
Did Ellie ever figure
Rico's
out?
taking the high road.
Yeah. Did Ellie ever figure out who Santa Claus is?
Just every time she sees Santa, she goes,
Santa Claus is Santa Claus.
No, she didn't know about Santa.
Yeah, no, she knows.
Like that
who
was a
Santa
whole
is.
story
Yeah,
Rico
remember?
had.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she knows who Santa Claus is. So now whenever she sees any type of Santa anywhere, Santa, did I get presents? We're like, no, it's just once. It's just once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah, it's once a year.
Santa comes back.
Okay.
Yeah.
A year's a long time when you're a kid.
It is.
A year is forever.
It is. But I mean, it's really only about. I mean, you don't have to remember him for the entire year. Like you're not going to be sitting there in February thinking about Santa.
Right. No, Rico had this whole story about how it was like early December and his daughter had no idea.
Yeah, we drove past an
what
inflatable
Santa
Santa, and
Claus
she was just like,
was.
"What's that?" And we were like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
I
Not
remember this.
his identity, which is,
Santa Claus,
which is
and he
Santa.
lives at the North Pole.
Schaefer?
All right. So my pest of the weekend, which was discovered, unfortunately, probably about Friday night, moved into a new house Thursday afternoon. Everything went really well as far as moves go in that regard. Like stuff got into the house. It wasn't particularly organized, but still pretty good. Had lots of people help. Both of our families, we very appreciative. We did not demand or ask or any of it, but they all basically showed up and
pitched in, and that makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
A Friday afternoon, Friday night, we realized our refrigerator does not work in this brand new house. We have
You have inherited a refrigerator.
Well, inherited is the wrong word because no one had lived in this house before. It was a completely new refrigerator.
Oh no.
That does not work.
So there's nobody you can pin it on.
Yeah. And so it lights up and the outside shows you very clearly that it's supposed to be 0 degrees on the freezer side and 37 degrees on the refrigerator side.
Crisp.
And there's a faint hint of cooling going on there, but nothing was getting frozen. Like we left all sorts of liquid in the freezer side. None of it ever froze. In the refrigerator side, it's not even cold enough. We had to throw some food out because of this. So that was a source of annoyance. Call the place where the refrigerator came from, and they have no technicians on Sunday. They don't work on Sundays. So they have no one that can help us out. The guy on the phone goes through all these different tricks to try to jumpstart the refrigerator. I don't know if they're coming over today. I was told that they have to swap the fridge out, it's another potential 48 hours before it'll be up and running. So I'm looking at a week with no fridge, which is a really kind of essential piece to the whole house equation.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a really obnoxious part of what has otherwise been a pretty easy move. I mean,
take out all week.
Yeah, I mean, it's
delicious.
We've been doing that for about 2 weeks now.
We got to look at your
we're looking at our waistline expanding, which we didn't need as it was anyways.
But check out the Southside establishment for Southside Schaefer.
We're going to.
Southside Schaefer checks out Southside establishment.
We're going to have to.
All kinds of new possibilities.
Yeah, well,
South of town Schaefer. Is that what we came up with?
No, I like South Lincoln Schaefer.
South Lincoln Schaefer.
I like Southside Schaefer.
Southside Schaefer.
Yeah, that makes me seem tough. I'm not tough.
It doesn't have to make you seem tough. You're just from Southside.
The South Side always seems tougher than the North Side. Have we ever figured out why this
does
is?
it?
Southside Chicago. I know Southside Columbus. They went hard into the fact they were Southside,
which is the tougher side of Lincoln.
Not south.
You would
it's
assume
north.
It's not south.
It's not south.
You would assume it'd be north.
It's not south. That eliminates one of the two.
I'm saying south and
so
north
this is
Omaha
a question
are both
I kind of wanted to get into at some point this week.
Okay.
What is the new center of Lincoln? Because it's not O Street.
Many people have had this conversation.
South Street
before.
isn't, you can be south of South Street and you're still north.
I still think it's O. I still think even though the town has moved so far south that it's totally not. O is like the demarcation of, O is north now. But I don't think that your center, your main vein, your artery changes.
Yeah.
I just O is the most main street that we have. So it's always the middle to me.
Your main vein doesn't change because your body doesn't change.
But your city changes.
Rico, be careful.
I get what you're saying. I just don't know that anything south of O constitutes a designation. South Lincoln.
We could spend 20 minutes on this if you want to in the next segment. We have nothing.
We have time.
I like this idea.
My Pest of the Weekend is movies. Why are they so long? I saw Licorice Pizza and it lasted at least 45 minutes. Too long. It could have ended those movies, there's no point to it. It's just here's what it is.
Yeah.
And there's no plot or there's no character development.
What
or
was its
anything like
runtime?
I think it was probably 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. Way too long.
And it might have been you. Someone.
And meanwhile, my wife watched 4 Harry Potters yesterday, and I had no idea how she did it. I don't even know if there was that many hours in the day. She watched 4 Harry Potter movies.
You can watch all of the Harry Potters with minimal bathroom breaks, and if you have all your snacks in, I think it's 22 hours.
It would take an entire day.
Yeah, it's a whole day.
But
4 Harry Potters is a lot.
213.
Wow.
But at a theater, they add about 25 extra minutes.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
The previews are too long. By the way, there's too many of them. They're too long.
Agreed. Yes.
Another old man take for you.
I don't mind the previews.
I don't want to spend an extra half hour at the theater.
I agree.
I love the
I don't
theater,
have that
so
much
care.
time.
I
walk in the theater and it's noon. I walk out, it's time for dinner. Unacceptable.
Maybe
this is way too much of my day.
If you know there's so many previews and you're going to complain about it, just show up to your movie later.
I'm exaggerating a little bit.
The problem is that we don't even need movie theater previews anymore. Like, you all have YouTube, you all have phones.
Yeah, I watch the trailers on my own
I
time.
need previews. I saw some previews in the new Spider-Man that I didn't know were movies that were going to be out, so I like it.
Watching trailers on your own time.
It helps me to discover new movies that I'm going to watch.
That's our Pest of the Weekend, brought to you by Bats Rats. We'll come back 9 o'clock hour up next.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge starting January 8th with 2 locations in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather. A cooler day for Monday with a high of 44 with mostly sunny skies and breezy northwest winds. Lighter winds expected into Monday night with a low around 26 along with partly cloudy skies. Breezy conditions are back for Tuesday with a high of 40 along with passing clouds. I'm meteorologist Regina Berg for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for maintenance techs. They have needs for the 10B shift Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m., the 12A shift Saturday through Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and the 12B shift Saturday through Monday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Minimum 2 years experience in a fast-paced industrial environment is recommended to apply, and pay is based on experience. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. One-on-one with DP.
What's been the difference? I think it's a system that I formed for myself. And it didn't start here. Like we've talked about my history, you know, I've played with Michael Porter and Trey Young, and I've played with these guys, you know, and I started playing basketball when I was 8th grade, and I was the tallest dude, and I've just accepted it. I've learned to be okay with it, and I've just made it work for me.
Weekdays from 3 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Supreme Spa and Pool, Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Luxury hot tubs in stock. Don't forget our cash and carry hot tubs also in stock from $29.99. The Stealth semi in-ground pool from $79.99. Also in-ground pools from $29.99. Don't wait until next year for an above-ground pools. Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
Happer and Schaefer.
Says I take no joy in life. I can see that.
Coming at you live from Coppel Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Why are you yelling at me?
Whatever, make me a bicycle clown.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer.
You might want to look away for this.
Mike Schaefer.
My boy's wicked smart.
This is Happer and Schaefer.
Welcome back in. Hour number 2 of Happer and Schaefer here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer with you. What is the center of Lincoln? Where is the center of Lincoln?
I might need to pull a map up here.
Many people are chiming in on the text line.
Oh, I would like to hear some of these suggestions. I have a thought.
This is a pretty decent thought from Jake on the text line. Highway 2 will be the new O Street. Buy or sell?
I've thought that. Highway 2 is unique in that it runs diagonal. It's like the only thing that really runs diagonal in this whole town.
It curves. It curves.
Looks pretty diagonal.
I mean, at about 27th, yeah, I mean, it's diagonal, but it's not like it runs particularly across town. I don't know. That's the way I feel.
I mean, it runs diagonal pretty much until you get to about 27th, and then it curves a little bit.
Yeah.
But from there, it's diagonal all the way out to 84th.
I don't know. We're still moving north, too. That's the issue. I don't think O Street has become completely obsolete. I mean, the South Siders may want to think so by the way and the speed in which we are moving south. And make no mistake about it, it's going that way. But there's some stuff going on up north, too. There's a new high school up there. So I think maybe as time goes on, O Street will become even more the center of town. I'm doubling down.
So the way the town seems to be moving in my brain, it feels like Pioneers has become the new cutoff point. Like south of Pioneers is south, north of Pioneers is north, but South Street is north of Pioneers.
I always thought something changed. It felt like something changed when we got to like Van Dorn.
Van Dorn was another one that I thought about, but Van Dorn's one of those weird ones where it sort of runs across, but it also has kind of a weird route. Van Dorn, I like the suggestion of Van Dorn because it's just south of South Street. And it's, like 5 blocks north of Pioneer. So it's in that range.
That's the thing that makes it so confusing because South Street should not be. If there's one complaint here, it's that South Street shouldn't be called South Street.
It needs to be renamed.
Call it Mid Street or something like that.
Can we get somebody on from the mayor's office here?
We could take somebody. We could take a page out of all of the high schools that have been named in Lincoln for as long as we can remember. Northeast, Southwest, North, like all those are messed up now.
Southeast needs a new name.
Southeast needs a new name. South Street needs a new name.
Yeah. The rest of them, I think, are mostly fine.
Yeah, Southwest could stay. East could stay.
Northeast is we're a little kind of, fudging a bit there.
It's iffy. It's iffy, but
it's closer than Southeast, which is
not at all
really
Southeast
not
anymore.
even South or
it's just
East.
mid.
Yeah.
Middle.
I would accept South Central. Lincoln South Central.
Lincoln South Central.
Or they have to rename it after one of the 7,000 athletes that have went through there.
Well, since they got all the new or the couple new high schools here, that would have been a great time to just wipe everything clean and rename all of the high schools.
What if they just named it the Tom Barrett and Bo Rude High School?
Yes, that sounds great.
You just see on the the schedule Lincoln Rude
High.
Rude Rude High wins its 9th football championship.
Alex Gordon High School.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that one. That's a good one.
Alex Gordon High?
Yeah. I was so annoyed when they named Lincoln Northwest. I hate it.
You think they should have called it Alex Gordon High?
Well, no, they should have had a different name. I wanted Air Park personally.
Yeah.
Give it something with a little flavor. Alex Gordon High School is better than Lincoln Southeast at this point.
Gordon? I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Gordon High School.
I like when they call they have the indoor baseball facility, the Alex Gordon, and he donated all the money and they built the building. They call it the Gordon. I always thought that it just doesn't sound right for some reason.
Do you want it to be do you want it Hudler voice Gordy?
Gordy.
Yeah, we're at the Gordy.
Gordy.
Yeah. I like the Alex Gordon High School. That's a good name for that.
Gordy High.
So now we just need
What's
to
their mascot?
What is that?
What's their mascot?
They can still be the Knights. The Alex Gordon High School Knights.
You do like a vegetable or something like that.
Vegetable. Like Onion Knights.
Like
a Game of Thrones
onion
thing?
was not what I was thinking of. But I thought vegetable. It's something more green.
Yeah.
Kale.
Kale.
The Gordon Kales.
The Gordon Kale.
This is our dream.
Yeah. So
nothing's off limits.
We need to rename South Street. So you still think O Street, which I understand the argument for.
It's O or a little south. But I'm willing to keep it at O because it just feels like the most major road that we have.
It is.
Maybe that's the question that we should be asking. Like, what is the most major road that we have?
It's definitely losing ground to Highway 2, but Highway 2 is getting bigger and extending out, and the area of which I've now moved there's a bunch of stuff going out that way too. So I get that argument. I'm talking like where the delineation of you are north side of town and south side of town. And I actually think Van Dorn's good because Van Dorn and Pioneers are right in that range. They're basically separated by Holmes Lake, I think.
Yep. I've never been a South Sider.
I hadn't either.
I can't speak to this.
I was explaining to Shelby that I don't think I had everywhere I've ever lived in Lincoln had been north of South Street for the most part. And then this would be like the first time that I was really ever spent a night in like southeast Lincoln is wild.
Where do the kids who, if you're a kid and you grew up on like the Capitol Beach, like you grew up on West O Street or out west on the west side of town, where did you go to high school?
I would expect Lincoln High, which isn't close to you.
Right. But it feels like there's like a border there. There's like a lot, the line. You got to cross a bridge.
Now I imagine they would go to Northwest.
Right. Yeah. But you got to like cross a bridge. It just feels like a totally different town.
It does feel very different over there.
Where you don't get that feeling in the South Side. And it's its own unique kind of thing. But you don't have to like cross a bridge to get to it. You know what I mean? It's the bridge that really gets me.
It's really not easy to get to West O Street. Like you're kind of it is sort of like its own little island over there, because whether you're coming from the south, you'd have to
you got to get out on the Park Expressway thing, whatever that is,
the Rosa Parks, or you'd have to take 77 north.
Well, I guess it's highway, 77, yeah.
So, and if you wanted to come from the north and you didn't want to go through downtown, you'd have to take the weird little thing that spits you by the baseball park.
Yeah, the little road there, whatever that is. It has the weird cross stoplight over by
I can't remember the name of that now.
I don't know what it's called either. Line Drive Parkway or something like that.
Yeah, that's right by the park, but the one that gets you over there, I can't remember the name of. What the text line have suggestions for the center street of town? They have delineation line of north and south.
They have suggestions for the new name of Lincoln Southeast.
Yeah. All right.
Gordo High Gords.
Okay.
The Southeast should just be the Alex Gordon Royals.
I don't hate it.
It'd be pretty funny. Van Dorn would be perfect if it went all the way through town.
That was why I think Pioneers works better for that. I think Pioneers actually runs.
Dave Braska says Van Dorn can't be in the running. Talking Nebraska baseball. Van Dorn can't be in the running. It dead ends twice, once in Antelope Park and also at Holmes Lake Dam. Yes, I agree. It's not if it was a major enough street, it would go straight through that dam. Look at O Street. It goes across several towns, several parts of town. It is that major of a street. 3 lanes, and a lot of there's signs that go over the top of it. You don't see anything like that on Van Dorn. I agree with this. This is another case for O Street.
Lincoln really doesn't go west. You got a lot of stuff going north, east, and south, but you try to go west, and it's like you run into the railroad. You run into, there's just like nothing west. It's a weird town. Those Capitol Beach people, they really deserve better.
I'm confused. I don't know what happens out there. Like, if you grew up...
We spend every Tuesday out there.
I know, it's great.
Sybil lives at Shoemakers. We should ask him.
Big Bird on the text line says some major cities, it's like a river. In Kansas City, we live north of the river, and people looked at us like we were aliens that live south of the river. People also use the river as like a hard border that wouldn't be crossed. Weird. Yeah, because in Kansas City, you're dealing with 2 states, but you can't tell which state you're in. There's no line of demarcation there.
Yeah,
it's just the river. North KC does feel like a different town at times.
That's fair.
And I guess that line would be in Lincoln. Yeah, it'd probably be right around. But I don't know if it's like a hard line. It's a soft line.
Well, I don't know that we have the authority for hard line, but now I really do.
At some point, the town starts to look different, and then you're in a different part of town. But I don't know that's like a boom. You're right here now. You're from the south side of town. Like, there's nothing like that.
I really want to spend 20 minutes to write a letter to the editor of the Lincoln Journal-Star about how South Street needs to be renamed, and then like make this a whole movement. I like kind of want to throw some of my considerable weight behind this. And to be fair, I'm talking body mass, not anything else.
I was thinking otherwise. We'd have to come up with a better name, and I don't know that we have that right now.
Well, we can come up with a name. Just pick something that can be its name.
What
it just can't be directional.
What happens on South Street? What are some of the notable things on South Street?
It's over by Bryan Hospital.
Myers Cork and Bottle.
Myers Cork and Bottle.
The Myers Cork and Bottle Street.
Cork Street. There's really nothing that notable about South Street.
That's the difficult part about this. There's no it doesn't change when you go over a certain road.
Nope.
Lincoln really is it's a small town that kind of thinks it's a big city sometimes.
Well, it never wanted to be a big city. It just grew into being a city.
Yep.
It grew into having 300,000 people who live in a place with no infrastructure.
Like if you pull up the map and you zoom in, like you're all the way out and you zoom in on Lincoln, the first road that you see is O Street.
Yeah.
And that feels like it goes through the middle of town enough.
But it absolutely doesn't.
But it certainly doesn't.
Oh, so if you transpose this conversation to Omaha, where does West Omaha actually begin? I've gotten in arguments with friends about this.
Okay, now
they refuse to they live at 132nd.
To your point, this has changed.
Yeah.
Like
it used to be 72nd.
It used to be 72nd. That was the hard line. And then now, I don't know, it's probably like 120th.
Yeah. But I have friends at 132nd that feel like I'm chiding them if I refer to them as West Omaha.
Oh no, they live in West O.
But they refuse to acknowledge it.
I'm sorry, they do.
I agree. I don't understand it. I think people just want to make 168th West Omaha.
Do you not want to be a South Lincolnite?
No, I'm good with being a South Lincoln person now.
South Lincoln Schaefer.
I made the transition on Thursday of last week when I ordered pizza from a new establishment in South Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I never would have ordered this in North Lincoln.
And you feel good
where
about
I was
this?
at before. Yeah, it was all right. It was good pizza. I had to throw it away because I don't have a refrigerator that works anymore. But didn't get to enjoy it for that long.
I think people in Omaha want to they don't want to be in West Omaha because it's it's suburby and
West Omaha has a connotation about it. For sure.
Well, I think you feel like you're losing a bit of the you're not really in Omaha anymore, right? Do you feel like you're not really in Lincoln anymore?
No, I feel like I'm in Lincoln.
Okay,
I think. I don't know. It's different out there.
Is the real Lincoln in South Lincoln?
Because from my front yard, I can see the city limits. The city limits is across the street to the east of me, and I can see it from my so.
What's on the other side?
Land. There's nothing there. There's a water tower that you can see as well that says I think Lancaster County.
You're way out there.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm in town. But it's definitely not like the same in-town feeling of when I lived 2 blocks from the radio station, and when Slider and I went for walks, it was on O Street.
It's true.
So there's definitely a big difference in that. But I don't think there's a negative connotation that comes with South Lincoln.
I don't think there is either.
But people with West Omaha, people might think that.
Yeah,
and I think because they get lumped in with Elkhorn, Bennington, and Gretna.
Maybe.
Because no one really knows where those lines start or end.
So do you feel like you don't want to be a part of, Panama and what Firth and whatever else is going on down there?
I don't know that it'd be more like Bennett.
Oh yeah, you're out that way.
Yeah. Bennett, Palmyra. That kind of thing. We're excited to get standing bear gear, because that's where, future Schaefers can go to high school.
You're gonna randomly show up to a standing bear game?
Sure. I'm just gonna get some standing bear gear. Do they have a nickname yet?
I don't know.
I don't even know where that school is. It's like 70th and Grand Prairie or something.
Sledge says after living on the East Coast for the last 6 months, Lincoln's infrastructure is amazing. For a city, it says it's actually quite good. Wow, I haven't heard that before, actually. I've usually heard the opposite.
The people that live here think its infrastructure is terrible.
It's just hard to get around.
Yeah. At certain times of the day, it's not. Like, obviously, driving here at 7:30 in the morning, very easy. But
there's just too many stoplights.
Yeah.
There's too many stoplights. And not
you
enough
catch them at the wrong time, and it's terrible.
There's not enough lanes. There just should be more lanes. That's
How many
all.
streets north and south even have 4 lanes across? Like 2 going one way and 2 going the other.
I mean,
70th does for a while.
Only on the south side of town you can find that. On the once you pass probably about Van Dorn, it's all 1-to-1. It's all one lane, on one lane.
Is it when you pass South Street?
I mean,
that's when 27th
with
turns
the
to 1.
exception of 84th, I suppose.
Yeah, because was built enough that way. 70th is mostly 2 lanes all the way through.
Yeah, but it tightens. It tightens.
56 definitely chokes down to 1. 27th does. 48 disappears. You hit Highway 2. 48 just doesn't exist anymore.
Yep.
40th runs 2 to 1 to 2.
There's a roundabout slammed in there.
A lot of roundabouts. South Lincoln loves roundabouts, by the way.
People have a
There's
thing
like
with
19
roundabouts.
over by my house.
People have this thing with roundabouts, and I don't really get it. I enjoy roundabouts. Now, I don't think they should be thrown straight in the middle of a popular road. But
I'm not opposed to them. It's just very they're not over here. They're all just south of town, west of town, that kind of thing. Okay. My route to Omaha now actually takes me through Eagle
How do you
and
get to
Alvo
Omaha?
and all of these other places, and it's as fast, if not faster, than when I left from over here from my house.
Oh yeah, because
you just avoid everything, and there's one stoplight from my house to
Schaefer. Trust
when
me.
I get to when I get onto the interstate.
There's nothing more frustrating than doing the math in your head. I drive here every day, and
it takes you 26 minutes to get to the turn, and then 20.
Well, it's even worse now because of where I live in Omaha.
Yeah.
Like it takes me 20 minutes to get to the interstate, about 13 to 15 minutes of interstate, and then navigating through Lincoln 20 more minutes. It's ridiculous. And that's getting off at Waverly and getting off, and that's the fastest way to do it too.
Omaha has a big issue coming that they have to figure out what to do with the northwest corner because there's no interstate
access.
No
interstate access.
They need to build a corridor around
yes.
Gretna and Elkhorn.
Yes. Well, it's 204th Street. Getting in the weeds now, but it's 204th Street.
That is too slow, by the way.
It's the worst.
It's way too slow.
In the morning when I drive, I suppose it's not
millions of cars, everyone going too slow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. A lot of trucks, a lot of industrial stuff going on out there.
There's Elkhorn High School.
There's
Elkhorn South slows things down.
There's a stray tractor every now and again because there's a lot of farm out there. It's just it's a mess. They need to throw an expressway on the top of it, just like they did for Dodge Street. Anyway,
it's a very old person conversation.
It is, but we had nothing else to do. Jeremy's taking a mathematic approach here. Saltillo Road is 99 blocks south of O. Arbor Road is 80 blocks north of O. So if you use those streets as the north and south points of town,
I like this.
You could figure out that South Street, which is 20 blocks south of O, is the center.
Wow.
That sounds, I mean, that
South
sounds about
to
right.
Center Street. Done.
There you go.
It's over.
Done.
All right. I'm going to take a break to call Larry and Baird and let her know. Let's just get this done.
Formal complaint or formal, I don't know, do some sort of petition or something like that.
Can't be that difficult.
You put out a tweet. You can put out a tweet.
I could put out a tweet.
That might help. This is our official statement. We want the name South Street changed to Center.
Yeah.
Because it's a more accurate depiction of what it is, and it is misleading to many, many people across the city of Lincoln. That's the last thing we want to do.
We don't want to mislead.
We don't want to mislead. All right. More up next on Happer Schaefer.
Follow Connor and Mike on Twitter at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer. You're listening to Happer and Schaefer.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. A cooler day for Monday with a high of 44 with mostly sunny skies and breezy northwest winds. Lighter winds expected into Monday night with a low around 26 along with partly cloudy skies. Breezy conditions are back for Tuesday with a high of 40 along with passing clouds. I'm meteorologist Regina Berg for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
This is Brad Moline, president of Allo Communications. I'm proud to say that Allo is supporting the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We are committed to bringing high-quality internet to everyone in our fiber communities. If you qualify for federal support or have been financially impacted during the pandemic, you may receive free 500 megabit internet from Allo. To find out more, please stop by the Allo store or go to allofiber.com/EBB.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns big or small in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606. or learn more at highelectric.com.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
A new Planet Fitness location is open near you. To celebrate, you can join for just $1 down and then $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
A brand new Planet Fitness location is now open at 84th and Layton.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so you guys have your methods of research to find the true center point of Lincoln. And Mark has his. Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys.
What have you found?
Very scientific. I found a map of Lincoln with the city limits demarked from the northernmost point to the southernmost point. The southernmost point, by the way, is Rokeby Road.
Okay.
That's as far south as I believe Lincoln has annexed at this point.
All right. And the northernmost is
north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets country up there fast.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with south, I suppose, too.
Not
And east.
Not quite as far south as you guys were speculating, though. What I'm finding as the midpoint is roughly B Street.
B?
Yeah, actually.
So why don't we just round up to A?
Yeah, I'm good with A Street.
A. You're giving north a little extra wiggle room there?
Sure.
Yeah, mostly because A Street does what Happer wants, which is run through the length of town.
Uh-huh.
It has various points of interest along the way.
It's got the zoo.
Yeah, there is that.
Pius.
I wasn't thinking
There you
about
go.
that.
There you go.
Well, you have Pius, you have Lincoln East.
The Amigos.
The Amigos that separates the two of them.
It doesn't really have east, though. East is not
It has
really...
Seacrest, I guess.
It has Seacrest.
Okay.
It's basically got east.
Yeah.
It's got Grotto.
It has East Campus, yeah.
It's got Grotto where
Clock
South
Tower.
Lincoln meets North Lincoln,
Yeah.
and then they go create Center Lincoln.
Yep. I guess that's going to be that's the mark, according to Mark.
Yeah.
That's the mark. What a great segment. Someone put this down on the idea board.
Wow. What a great idea. That's the mark, according to Mark. Where Mark just does random research of things that don't matter. And he finds the mark.
They matter to me.
All right, so
There's your sounder.
A Street.
A
Are we
Street.
okay with that?
I'm okay with A
It's
Street.
one of my favorite streets because the sign just says a street, which I love as a dad every time I drive by it.
Hey, look,
I
a street.
like a street.
Hey, look, a street.
Yeah, every time.
I kind of appreciate that, too.
That annoys me.
The intersection of a street and
Ah!
Normal Boulevard.
Stop it.
Love it. Love it.
Pretty good. I admit that's kind of funny.
I hate it.
I like this text that we got from before. We'll see if anybody has thoughts on this. I can see the Dems doing that since they aren't getting anything else done for this country since Biden took over. I just had to get that texted.
Seems very on point.
I don't even know what we're doing. We're changing the name of South Street. That's right.
Yeah.
We're changing. Are we? Do we have to
I
change
think
the
I
name of A
mentioned the
Street?
mayor, so that's probably where that comes in.
Do we
from.
have to change the name A Street to like M Street, something more middle of the alphabet?
No, I don't think so.
I think it makes sense for a new method to start at the middle of town. You get into North Lincoln and we start going alphabet. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Makes more sense than O Street to me.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good with
Is
it.
M the middle of the alphabet? What is the middle of the alphabet?
Yes, M is
M
13.
is the 13th one.
Wow. What a
done.
guess by me.
As Mike and Mark here, we knew that off the top of our heads, but well done.
I
by
guess
you.
I did too. Without even it's called intuition.
The amount of praise he gives himself. It's always
Look at me.
I'm never prepared for it. I'm just never prepared. Ever.
Has anybody ever thought about me?
A 30-year-old man realized what the
I'm not 30.
A 29-year-old man realized what the 13th letter of the alphabet was.
Wow.
Of which there's 26. He's known his whole life.
Maybe I knew, maybe I didn't. Maybe it was the first time it came out of my mouth. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
I don't want to rain on your alphabet parade.
Oh, somebody asked a question from before. Football related.
Oh, okay, football.
What possible quarterback could enter the transfer portal that we would want? So why don't we just do this?
Oh, I like whenever the sentence starts with that.
There are several teams that are still playing in bowl games.
Okay, you tell me the quarterback and I decide whether we want him or not?
Yes.
All right.
Now-
We being people forced to watch Nebraska football, whether we choose to or not.
Now there's probably too many teams left, but we could give you some of the significant ones. So the game is, if this person enters the portal, do we want him?
Do we want you?
Do we want you? Yes. Who's Auburn's quarterback now that Bo Nix is gone?
No idea. He was the quarterback because Bo Nix got hurt and they almost beat Alabama. And I can't think of the name. Should I have a computer out for this segment?
You could if you want to. Houston's quarterback. Houston's 11-2. Houston plays Auburn. Houston quarterback is Clayton Tune. He threw for 3,000 yards this year. And he is a junior. He could theoretically enter the transfer portal. Do you want him?
I know nothing about him, based entirely off of you telling me he played for Houston and threw for 3,000 yards. I would put him in the we'll see category.
How many categories are there going to be?
Probably just 3.
I don't think we want Air Force's quarterback. I think Malik Cunningham is probably a senior. I'm not sure. He's been there for a long time.
So the last time I opened up my computer was when I was stealing internet from a Sports Clips in town because I don't have internet. And that was on Thursday afternoon.
So you had to give him your information?
No, there's just an agreement that you won't do bad things with the internet that Sports Clips is providing. And I was, sitting outside in my car.
Okay.
Looked real cool.
Here's a question for you. Dorian Thompson-Robinson's a senior. That would have been an interesting one because they got Dylan Gabriel for next year.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the only reason they got Dylan Gabriel is that he can't come back.
I was just thinking hey, if that worked out to where he could do a year somewhere else, maybe that would be an interesting one. What other teams are going to play bowl games? Minnesota, not going to get him. West Virginia. Who's West Virginia's quarterback?
I think Bruns kept telling me Neil Brown was going to get fired. Is it
already?
Is it Jarrett Doge?
Jarrett Doge already? He's still the quarterback. He's a senior though. Sad. I feel like that guy's been around for a long time.
It's a name that it's one of those you wouldn't know off the top of your head, but you've seen.
Definitely have seen a lot. Is DJ Uiagalelei going to be in the transfer portal?
It could be. He didn't have a very good year. Clemson, obviously stacks the box a little bit with what they have, but I don't know that they're going to move on from him immediately. So I would expect him to be back with Clemson next year.
What's Oregon? So what's Oregon's quarterback situation pre-Bo Nix? What's Oregon's quarterback situation right now?
It was Ty Thompson, but did he
Anthony Brown is a quarterback. He is also a senior. Dang. Man, all these seniors, who are we going to get out of the transfer portal? Schaefer.
I don't know. They'll get somebody.
Are you sure?
Do you want the Missouri guy? He was the most recent entrant.
Yeah,
We're talking about him.
the Basilak guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Connor.
pronounce his name. His name is Connor, so that's pretty cool.
Basilak.
Wouldn't mind a quarterback named Connor.
Have we ever considered Connor?
Have we ever considered Connor?
Not Happer.
I don't know. I guess the main question is there a panic here or anything like
No.
that? I don't think there is. They will either find a guy who is currently playing in a bowl game who hasn't entered the transfer portal yet, or get one of the guys who is still in the transfer portal, or you'll have to go on to like a second possibility here. But I think they'll end up with somebody.
Would you be excited if sitting Big Ten quarterback Talia Tagovailoa
Yeah, that'd be cool.
enters the transfer portal?
Yeah, sure.
The Tagovailoas have a relationship with Scott Frost that's really good. He was one of the first to offer Talia, was all over Tua. Obviously, with Marcus Mariota and that family there, like there's just a lot of connection.
He threw for 3,500 yards and 24 touchdowns. This
Mark Whipple's success with Kenny Pickett sort of would sell itself.
year.
That is a guy. So when I talked about quarterbacks to keep an eye out on, there's something going on at Maryland. People are leaving there. They made a bowl game. Mike Locksley, I think.
Can he bring Raheem Jarrett with him?
Well, that would be the question. I don't think so. I don't think that you just get to bring your best teammate with you.
That'd be cool though. Package deal.
Okay. If you get that as a package deal, I think suddenly Nebraska might not be the only team in the running there. And they wouldn't be the only team in the running for Talia either. But that is someone that, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions this year, 3,500 yards. And he basically, of those 11 interceptions, he threw like 5 of them to Iowa. So,
let me give you an off the wall one.
he
Real
did
quick.
throw 5 of them to Iowa.
Let me give you an off the wall one.
Okay, I like off the wall.
If by some stretch of the imagination, Graham Mertz decided he was going to enter the portal, what would be your interest level?
Low. Really low.
Mine would not be really low.
Seriously?
Mine would be medium to high.
What would cause this interest level?
My running theory is that Wisconsin quarterbacks are not put in the best positions to succeed.
They absolutely aren't.
Now, this does not excuse a guy like Alex Hornibrook, but it is a reason why a guy like that can have success. Everything kind of looks a little tamped down in that offense. Now, I don't know that I have no sense of if that is going to happen or if that would happen, but maybe it's a situation where he's a little uncomfortable because of the situations that he's been put in over the last couple of years. Certainly hasn't been going particularly well for him, or at least, the idea was you bring a guy like that in who can make all of those throws, and he becomes the kind of, I don't know, Russell Wilson's probably not the right, he's a better version of what they've had over the last, decade.
Yeah.
Basically.
He can be a Jeff Bezos's version of Joel Stave.
Okay.
Like a very competent, very accurate quarterback. The problem is they don't have the receivers to put around him.
I would enjoy him, I think, in an offense that they, let him distribute a little bit. Let him throw it around the yard.
I don't think he's a good decision maker, or at least what I have watched so far. Additionally, he only got sacked 11 times this year. He's not mobile. Nebraska's offensive line being what it is, he would be a sitting duck. And that was with a pretty good pass protection situation. He still made really poor decisions.
Yeah.
Fumbles a lot.
So weirdly, I think in this offense, he would be more of a gamble guy. You know what I mean? Like he would probably be high touchdown, high pick.
Well, he wouldn't.
Which is interesting because at Wisconsin, he looks like a game manager.
Well, and also so much of what they do runs off of long play action plays.
Right.
And if you don't have the receivers that can get open on those versus here, it would be more of a quick distribution thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's that fast of a processor. And the accuracy 61% is a freshman in 2020. I guess he's still a freshman in 2021, redshirt freshman in 2021, 58%. I'm not someone that would be pushing for that. I don't see it.
I think he would be one of the best options to hit the board, at least in what we have left, as real legitimate options.
Would you rather have him or Tagovailoa?
I think that I would probably rather have Talia at this point, but I don't think it's that much of a difference.
What about Mertz? And I think it's a pretty big difference. What about Mertz and the Missouri guy?
I don't know anything about the Missouri guy, but
what about Mertz and the Wyoming guy?
Mertz off of what I saw.
I did not expect today to be the day that I learned that you were in on Graham Mertz.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Mertz guy.
Wow.
A bit of a Mertzaholic.
A Mertz man?
Yeah.
Mertzaholic. He's a Trubisky truther.
Trubiscaholic. No, I'm a Mertziac.
No, I'm like replacing that song. He's a maniac.
Yeah. I'm a Mertziac. I'm a Mertziac. So what? Sue me.
I don't want to be a Mertziac. Really, I don't want him. I wouldn't want to. It feels like a really bad fit to me.
Eric and Lincoln asked, would Happer take Mertz or Jack Cohn? Now, people are familiar with my love for Jack Cohn, especially during the recruiting process. And he turned out to have a pretty decent career. And look, he went to Notre Dame. And
Jack Cohn, 2,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions this year, and I think 10 games. He didn't play the full season.
Now, the problem is it's such a stark difference. Like, Cohn was able to go from Wisconsin to Notre Dame where, he's being asked to do the same type of things, but just less pressure on his shoulders, right? Where he doesn't have to make every throw in the book. Where if Mertz were to go from an offense like Wisconsin to a completely different shift over, like, say, Nebraska, once again, I want to make clear that there's no actual, we're just tossing the name out there for fun. That would be a lot of different things on his plate. I'm curious to see how it would work. I really am.
I don't think that we do a good enough job talking about how easy it is for Wisconsin quarterbacks with pass protection. Jack Cohn got sacked 30 times this year. He wasn't sacked 30 times in his career at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And that's over an additional 100+ passing.
But they just don't throw it.
Well, but he had 120 more passing attempts in 3 years at Wisconsin and 1 less sack.
Well, 3 years
in
compared
one
to 1
year
year
with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
30 sacks at Notre Dame. It's just it's one of those things that with Graham Mertz, he struggled under pressure and he only got sacked 11 times. There's just no way he's going to do that well wherever he goes if he has that much of an issue with pressure, because he didn't. Some of it is the Big Ten West doesn't have pass rushers.
Yeah.
So, there's that. But
he also doesn't have receivers.
Yeah. No, that would help him. There's no doubt about it. But, man, I don't know. I would avoid it.
Mertziak.
I would entirely avoid it.
Mertziak.
I'm out.
Are there any other names we want to throw out there before we take a break here?
Let's see who else is playing.
Like, you got the Wake Forest guy's a senior, right? Hartman.
Yep. Which he's another one of those guys where it's like everyone, he had a terrific year, but if you would have told people going into the year that Sam Hartman would be Nebraska's quarterback, they wouldn't be excited by that.
No, probably not.
We're also at the point, and I don't know if you're this way as I am too, I just don't know that many quarterbacks anymore in college football. Because it's changed out enough and guys change teams and it's been sort of a down
It's always
year.
pretty regionally. I usually know all the Big Ten guys and very few of the other ones. That's kind of how it goes. All right, let's take a quick time out here. We'll come back with Rico in for True or False.
More of Happer and Schaefer is coming your way on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is all about the good and creating more of it. More drive-through celebrations, more weekend traditions, more family dinners and lunches, more car picnics and road trips, more desserts, maybe more second desserts. More celebrating being together as much as we can. There's always room for more good and more Freddy's. Keep the good going with a taste that brings you back.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and in just a few moments, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln, will be joining us with the latest update. But before I bring Andy on, I'd like to tell our listeners about how proud I am to work with Honda of Lincoln. I like the way they provide listeners honest, up-to-date information that helps people make informed decisions about buying or leasing. Hey, Andy, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Charlie, and thank you for your comment.
Andy, what's happening at Honda of Lincoln?
We still have truckloads of new Hondas arriving daily, and there's still more than 500 new Hondas to choose from, either in stock or on the way. Plus, we have 0% APR financing available.
How about used, Andy?
One of our best selections of all makes and models, and we have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas that have special APR starting at 0.99%.
That's great, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
At Supreme Spa and Pool, Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Luxury hot tubs in stock. Don't forget our cash and carry hot tubs also in stock from $29.99. The Stealth semi in-ground pool from $79.99. Also in-ground pools from $29.99. Don't wait until next year for above ground pools. Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
You could celebrate a Nebraska football win with chips or wings and your favorite beverage, but Beatrice Bakery has all sorts of cakes to celebrate all victories this fall. Coffee cake, breakfast bread, artisan cakes, and especially Grandma's fruit cake. No one remembers who brought the chips, but everyone remembers who brought the cake. Make your parties memorable and your Mondays at the office better with cakes from Beatrice Bakery. They ship nationwide. Check out BeatriceBakery.com. Proud sponsors of the Nebraska Shrine Bowl. Welcome to our world of yum.
Connor Happer.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave.
Mike Schaefer.
With a bunch of scraps.
This is Happer and Schaefer.
All right, it's time for True or False with Rico. Hey, Rico. Hello. How are you?
Great.
Good. What do we have today?
We've got some things and some more things. True or false? I could pull off a Mr. T Mohawk.
Pull off. Like, it actually, the goal is
not to look like Mr. T. The goal is just to get a Mr. T Mohawk. And although it could be jarring at first, you would think that it looks good.
You could have a Mr. T Mohawk.
Would it look good?
No, I don't think so. False.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go false on that too.
Okay. Well,
you could do it. I don't think it would go well.
Is this your punishment for the J thing?
It is.
What's the J thing? Tell everyone.
Made a bet with Jay on the 2 Bills-Patriots games. The first one, the loser had to eat hot wings. I won that one. Jay ate hot wings. This one, the loser had to change their hairstyle. I lost this one. I have to cut my hair into a Mr. T Mohawk.
You agreed to a Mr. T Mohawk, or you just agreed to a hairstyle change?
I agreed to a hairstyle, whatever he chooses.
Whatever he chooses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's very risky.
And his was, I wanted him to grow his hair out very long. I wanted him to get a very large afro.
I don't think Jay will be too tough on you.
No, he already sent me the Mr. T Mohawk. He also said
he's a
like,
softie.
He's like, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. And I was like, no, you ate the hot wings. I'm gonna get the haircut.
Like I said,
I'm getting the haircut.
I don't think that you're gonna have a Mr. T Mohawk. I think that
I'm not gonna shave like skin down mohawk. I'm just gonna.
Oh, well, that's not a Mr. T Mohawk.
Yeah,
then.
It's a Mr. T Mohawk.
Now you're doing a modified mohawk.
It's a mohawk.
If it's just a mohawk, then yeah, you could do a mohawk. People have mohawks all the time.
It's gonna be like tight. Like it's gonna be almost skin, but not skin.
That's not a Mr. T Mohawk.
No, as short as possible. But I can't do the whole Mr. T because my beard.
Nobody is asking you
but
to.
That's his thing.
Don't
have you seen
claim
it?
to have it.
Did you see?
Now you're making excuses.
No, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm getting the mohawk. Well, I always make excuses. You know me.
You can have a normal mohawk, and that would be fine.
Yeah, just do the mohawk.
Okay.
Don't worry about the Mr. T connection handlebar thing.
It's cool though.
Yeah, well,
I wish I
could
could do it.
Not
I wish I
everybody
could
can
do that.
I had a handlebar once.
I don't know.
It's very weird because I didn't realize that it like goes from his beard and then around his ears and then connects to the back of his mohawk. I didn't know that.
Did not know that either. Actually,
do you get extra points taken away from you?
Can I grow behind my ears?
Because the Bills.
No, not like up. So like right here, like above your ears. You know, where they, like,
I think okay.
No,
I was
no,
thinking,
not down there. No,
I was thinking
that
I
would
was
be
like,
weird. That would be really weird.
Does Jay get even more points since the Bills kind of destroyed the Patriots?
No.
Okay.
No.
Does
we were
Jay
texting
get
back
more...
and forth that entire game. They tried to FaceTime me.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
my father-in-law was like, "Who's?" And my phone was sitting on the thing.
Rico, I mean, they're going to come up in reaction overreaction tomorrow. They're in trouble.
They did not look good the past 2 weeks.
They're in trouble. Yeah.
They played some
Mac
real
Jones.
teams.
They played actual real teams and looked horrible.
Mac Jones, his one thing is how accurate he is. Was not accurate.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just let me know when you sign on to my Mac Jones.
The running game still looked good. The defense kind of got.
Let me know when you sign on to they're protecting Mac Jones theory.
How scary is Stephon Diggs?
I hate him so much.
Did you enjoy his little celebration?
That was funny. That was funny. I can't lie.
I love him so much.
He's hilarious. But like every time they needed something, Stephon Diggs or whoever their like backup
Josh Allen.
fourth string wide receiver was.
Like
McKenzie.
I get
that guy's awesome.
He was torching whoever number 41 was for the Miles Bryant or whatever. Just getting torched.
Yeah, McKenzie's awesome. Little fast little dude.
What can you do?
They dropped 2 touchdowns.
It's Isaiah McKenzie.
McKenzie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they had Emmanuel Sanders before the half dropped a touchdown. And then they had one wiped out because of a stupid illegal man downfield on Dawson Knox touchdown. So they had like 3 touchdowns flat out wiped off the board.
Dawson Knox is good.
Dawson Knox is good. I agree.
The Patriots also got cheated on a flag, not flag. On the Mac Jones ran out of bounds, and he was like 4 steps out of bounds, and their Buffalo's linebacker. You know how you like try to stop somebody?
Yeah, you hold
but
him up.
he like pulled on the back of his jersey, and he like fell and like slid and messed up his
poor
knee
Mac
brace.
Jones. He messed up his knee brace. Nobody feels bad for the guy. After
I don't feel bad for him, but that's a flag. They threw the flag, and then they got together and they go, nope, no flag. And then
suck it up, Rook.
And then Trent Brown was jumping up and down and like clapping because he was ready for the getting excited, kind of talking trash to the defense for the next play. Flag, 15 yards, unsportsmanlike.
That's right. Patriots penalized for everything.
Was it? So I didn't watch any of the game. Was at the end of the game was that a hold on the Packers defensive back on that last interception?
Yes.
The Packers?
Yeah. So when they played the Browns,
and
the Browns were driving into field goal range, the game ends on an interception, and all of the Browns people, because I follow all of those Cleveland people.
Yes.
They're all freaking out that there was no hold called,
I
which
see it.
I fully understand. It's the Packers. They get away with everything.
It was
all the time.
clearly a hold. He went to break. It was an in-breaking route, and he went to break, and you see the jersey get pulled
You
back.
get the pull.
And he kind of falls, and then the Packers defender just bloop.
It's just what the Packers get to do.
Next.
One
more.
Okay. Which one? Let's go with gift cards are a top-tier gift and not a cop-out.
A top tier, no.
Not like the best, but they're in the top 5.
Not a cop out, sure. I don't know if I would rank them.
They're a real gift.
It's a very acceptable thing to get.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you're a top 5.
It's not that exciting to open up a gift card, but you're happy to use them, as I was when I bought a snowblower the other day. So
Did you? I saw people giving you tips, and a couple people saying don't
people
do it.
love to talk snowblowers.
I think for the first time in my life, I got one of those like Visa,
those are terrible.
Just a gift card to everywhere.
Those are bad because you only use it for the exact amount.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
So, you can use it under that amount, but you can't use it. So if you have $22 left and the item is $25, you can't pay $3 with it. You can only get something that is $21.99.
I didn't know about
Are you
that.
sure?
I didn't know.
100% positive. Just had a wedding.
All right. Thank you, Rico.
No problem.
We'll take a time out. Come back for the 10 o'clock hour next.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Supreme Spa and Pool, Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Luxury hot tubs in stock. Don't forget our cash and carry hot tubs also in stock from $29.99. The Stealth semi in-ground pool from $79.99. Also in-ground pools from $29.99. Don't wait until next year for above ground pools. Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather. A cooler day for Monday with a high of 44 with mostly sunny skies and breezy northwest winds. Lighter winds expected into Monday night with a low around 26 along with partly cloudy skies. Breezy conditions are back for Tuesday with a high of 40 along with passing clouds. I'm meteorologist Regina Berg for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Parents, if you've been waiting for FDA approval to get your teen vaccinated, the time is now. The FDA has approved the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine for use in preventing COVID-19. While this is the first vaccine to gain FDA approval, all COVID-19 vaccines have been proven to be effective against the coronavirus. Want to reduce your teen's risk of hospitalization while protecting yourself and your community? Get your teen vaccinated today. Visit vaccinate.ne.gov to get started.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for maintenance techs. They have needs for the 10B shift, Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m., the 12A shift, Saturday through Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and the 12B shift, Saturday through Monday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Minimum 2 years experience in a fast-paced industrial environment is recommended to apply, and pay is based on experience. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In basketball on Monday, the Parkview Christian boys dominated Lewiston 73-14, but would lose a game the next day against Hartington Cedar Catholic 45-73 in the Archbishop Bergen Holiday Tournament. The Parkview Christian girls also won in their matchup over Lewiston 51-41. On Tuesday, December 21st, Lincoln Lutheran got a win over Mount Michael 57-46. Johnny Pules led Lincoln Lutheran with 14 points. In girls basketball, Lincoln North Star dominated Grand Island in a win 58-17. Sarah Gotwick led the Navigators with 19 points, and Lincoln Christian lost to Omaha Skutt 64-45. In wrestling matchups on Tuesday, Lincoln Christian won over Palmyra 66-12. Millard West dominated Lincoln Northeast 69-12. Lincoln Southeast edged out a win in their matchup against Fremont 44-36. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
This is Brad Moline, president of Allo Communications. I'm proud to say that Allo is supporting the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We are committed to bringing high-quality internet to everyone in our fiber communities. If you qualify for federal support or have been financially impacted during the pandemic, you may receive free 500 megabit internet from Allo. To find out more, please stop by the Allo store or go to allofiber.com/EBB.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Happer Schaefer.
Says I take no joy in life. I can see that.
Coming at you live from Koppel Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Why are you yelling at me?
Whatever, make me a bicycle clown.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer.
You might want to look away for this.
Mike Schaefer.
My boy's awake and smart.
This is Happer and Schaefer.
Welcome back in, 10 o'clock hour of Happer and Schaefer here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Alan Bell of Sportsline will join us here in about 20, 30 minutes. We'll talk some NFL with him. Also, his thoughts on gambling theories, such as what you do from a gambling perspective when there's weather.
Yeah.
Specific kinds of weather. Many people were drawn to the under.
Were you one of those people?
No, I was not. Yep. In the Bear, it just seemed too obvious. In the Bears-Seahawks game, and those are two offensively challenged teams anyway, playing in the snow. It's like, whatever that number is, let's just go under. Nope. I was not a sucker, and the over hit.
I saw some people were murdering the Bears for winning that game, and they didn't realize the Bears traded their first-round pick for this year to get Justin Fields. So, like, losing does nothing for them.
Yeah,
they need to try.
Right.
So, that's such a bad situation to be in.
Oh, it's made even better now that the fact that Nick Foles came in and got a win, and we threw the whole – it's like, we don't know who our quarterback's going to be. We have this first-round guy that I think we kind of like, and he's okay. There's still this weird Andy Dalton thing hanging over. Let's just throw in the Nick Foles curveball. What every dysfunctional team needs, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
It's like he comes in and makes the whole thing way more confusing. Because he'll do that. He'll show up, he'll win a game, and then they'll be like, wait, is this our guy?
Oh, man.
And the answer is no, by
Right.
the way. The answer is never yes.
You don't want him.
You do not want that guy. By the way, many people are sticking up for Visa gift cards on the text line saying that you're wrong about the Visa gift cards.
So it might just be a Hy-Vee policy because that was where it was happening to me. So I don't know. I got a bunch of them for weddings. We used them for groceries. It was an issue with multiple cashiers, but it was always at Hy-Vee. So maybe just avoid Hy-Vee with it. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I just wanted people to I mean, people are standing up for the Visa gift card.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
want
good.
you to.
Good. Well, it's good to know that it was just for us. It was one particular store where maybe their policy is different. I don't know.
Is it time to talk about Baker Mayfield?
It's always time to talk about Baker Mayfield because I get to just do victory laps the entire time.
He's pretty bad.
He's bad.
He's in the bottom. He's in the bottom third.
Yes.
Of quarterbacks in the NFL. That's for sure. Maybe lower than that.
Is he the worst quarterback in his own division? In which the only option would be Ben
Roethlisberger.
Like, if you had to play a game tomorrow and the team was going to be the exact same regardless of who the quarterback was, and your options were Ben Roethlisberger, who can't move, or Baker Mayfield, who are you taking? I'm taking Ben Roethlisberger. Who, I didn't watch any of this game, but it looked like he was terrible against the Chiefs.
I think I'm taking Baker Mayfield, but
you have to consider.
But I'm not letting him throw. I'm not letting either of those guys throw, I guess.
Unnamed running back, you get the ball.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only reason the Browns have done anything over the last 2 years.
Nick
It's
Chubb.
been abundantly clear. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. They have a great run game. They have great weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And then Baker Mayfield decides to give it to the other team 4 times, and that's how they lose.
Yeah.
Like I said this at the beginning of the year. He's always going to be the thing that holds them back. Like that looked like a team that could potentially make a deep playoff run at the beginning of the year because
I don't think their defense is that good.
But things were going so well for them, right? They were running the ball really well, and all Baker was asked to do is kind of just like, manage. And he was doing a pretty good job at doing that. When he has to win you the game, it's never worked. It's never worked.
Yeah,
so that doesn't mean he can't be an NFL quarterback. He can be. He's just not the guy that I want. He's just not the answer. I think we had that on NFL Reaction Overreaction in like week 3. It's like, Baker Mayfield's not the answer. Correct. He's not.
We were like, reaction. Definitely not an overreaction.
Yeah.
He has a 62% completion percentage, 2,800 yards, 15 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, sacked 34 times. I think a handful of fumbles in there.
Did you pick the Steelers to beat the Chiefs? That's right.
I did.
Yeah, you were
They got
weirdly
smoked.
confident about that. Yeah.
Smoked.
That was weird. Thank you, Textline, for reminding us of that.
I think I also picked the Ravens to beat the Bengals, also smoked. I didn't bet either of them, by the way.
Good job.
So worked out well for me.
Okay, so let's play the game of
Which
would you
quarterback?
take Baker Mayfield over blank? Josh Allen.
No.
Mac Jones.
No.
Tua Tagovailoa.
This one's interesting. I got to pull up some Tua stats. I want to see where we're at here. Tua,
I think it's
Baker. I think they're probably the same quarterback.
Zach Wilson.
I would take Baker over Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson seems pretty bad.
He's the 3rd best quarterback in the AFC East. Great job, Baker.
Tua in multiple less games than Baker has 14 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Similar, much better QBR if that counts for anything.
Joe Burrow.
I would take Joe Burrow.
Lamar Jackson.
I would take Lamar Jackson.
Old Ben Roethlisberger.
I just said I would take Ben Roethlisberger.
Ryan Tannehill.
I would take Ryan Tannehill.
Carson Wentz.
I don't know.
He's not that bad.
He sucks.
Stop. No. If people there's always your guy, right, in the NFL. And I have long stated that I am a Carson Wentz guy. I am. And I think he's in the right situation. He's fine.
Where he doesn't have to be very good.
He doesn't have to be very good, but he can make a couple plays a game. You hope that he doesn't kill you with a bad interception or a stupid turnover. It's like if
he had a nice year.
If he can minimize on that, what's he at? Like 6 picks or something like
25
that?
25 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Yeah, 6. That's pretty reasonable.
You know whose year looks very similar to it? Baker Mayfield's 2020.
Uh-oh.
You want me to go through Baker Mayfield's 2020?
Sure.
He didn't get sacked a lot. They relied heavily on a running back that did everything for him. And he had 26 touchdowns. Where are we at here? 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 3,500 yards, 62% completion percentage.
Team Carson Wentz. I'll never give up on Carson Wentz. I've given up on Carson Wentz only as like a top tier quarterback, but Carson Wentz can start for my team.
For the 2021 versions of both of these guys, I would take Carson Wentz, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're very similar players.
Davis Mills.
Isn't he like solid?
He's kind of okay.
Like, aren't we at the point where Davis Mills is better than the other rookie quarterbacks that have played, not named Mac Jones, but he might be as good as Mac Jones? His team just sucks.
He's kind of okay. Yeah. And now they have 2 straight wins over the Jackson.
I'm taking Baker Mayfield, but Davis Mills has played pretty good. I don't want to throw him under a bus.
No Davis Mills hate. Trevor Lawrence.
I'll take Baker Mayfield. Trevor Lawrence has been a disappointment. The Jags in general have been a mess. So
I don't know what to do with that. I don't think it's a fair evaluation yet. Baker, we know enough about.
But I heard other people saying this, and I thought about it, and I think it's kind of true. Like, there hasn't been any real wow factor from Trevor Lawrence at all.
No, he hasn't made too many, cool.
Well, it's not even like there's like, oh, he just completely let it rip on this throw or anything like that. It's just very blah.
No, I mean, there will usually from those guys really early in their career, there will be a throw. It's like, whoa. He doesn't seem like he's had many of those.
The best thing that he's done is,
and maybe it's just that his expectations are so high that we gloss over it when he makes a good throw, because we have the previous knowledge that he can make all of them.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the jury's still out.
I think his best throw was in London, where it was 4th down and 1, and everyone thought that they should have kicked it at that point in time because there was 5 seconds left, and he threw a quick slant in 3 seconds, and they were able to get the timeout.
Yeah.
And that was like the highlight of the Trevor Lawrence experience in 2021.
Shout out London.
So I'll take Baker Mayfield there. So what are we at? We're at like 5 guys?
Yeah, you've picked a few.
Yeah.
Would you take Baker Mayfield over Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Okay. Justin Herbert?
No.
Derek Carr?
No.
Teddy Bridgewater?
No.
Dak Prescott?
No.
Jalen Hurts?
No.
Taylor Heineke?
Yes.
Danny Dimes?
No, but it's close.
The Dan Wagon?
I think that he needs more around him.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close too.
Yeah.
That's about the category.
I think they're pretty similar in terms of air prone, but Baker has a much better team that he gets to play with.
Aaron Rodgers?
Nope.
Kirk Cousins?
Nope.
Justin Fields?
I would take Baker.
Jared Goff?
I would take Goff.
I'm not sure that I would.
I mean,
I get it. I know. You pull up the stats. I'm just not sure that I would. Tom Brady.
I would take Tom Brady.
Whichever quarterback is quarterbacking the New Orleans Saints.
I'm taking Baker. I would take Jameis over Baker.
Jameis over Baker?
I wouldn't take Taysom Hill over anything.
Nope. Trevor Siemian? Ian Book, who you're about to see tonight?
No.
Okay.
It's a great night to not have cable. I get cable tomorrow, and it's like I don't even feel bad. I'm not watching Tua versus Ian Book.
Matt Ryan.
I would take. Oh, that's tough. I think I'd take Matt Ryan still.
Let's say Sam Darnold is the quarterback of the Panthers.
Probably Baker.
Matt Stafford.
We're taking Stafford.
Kyler
we're taking Kyler Murray. We're taking Jimmy Garoppolo, and we're taking Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's on red flag alert, though, for me.
Oh, I like this. Let's look at Russell.
Not necessarily as like a bottom guy, but he has lost his top
days
tier.
of being.
He has lost his top tier.
Unquestioned top quarterback is gone.
For sure.
I agree with that. And I think it happened last year, and people are slow to.
Well, they always fade in the back half of the season. They have for the last few years. And I know there was an injury in there. I think he's lost his top tier card.
He threw 4 touchdowns to start the year. Everyone got excited, and then slowly just kind of fell apart. Plus, he got hurt. Jake was
old. He's 33.
Jake was trying to play the injury card with him a little bit.
Yeah, he had the thumb
He did
thing.
have the finger injury. They're just, with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, you can't even tell me it's not like he doesn't have talent around him.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the last play of the game yesterday when they're trying to come, and it's it's late, it's do or die against the Bears, but it's a 4th down, and he's got Lockett, and I know weather is a deal too, but he's got Lockett, and he throws it about 5 feet over his head, and Lockett's just like, "What the hell, man? I'm open. Like that's a 1st down. We can keep this game going." Missed the throw. That happens, but I don't know. I think Russell Wilson's lost his top tier status.
Where are we at with Kyler Murray?
1A.
What do you mean?
He's not with Rodgers. He's not with Brady. He's not with Mahomes. He's not with Allen. In my opinion, he's not with Herbert. But maybe he's in the next group, which would be Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, potentially Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Second group.
In
no order there, by the way.
I think that's fair. I would put him at the very end of that second group. I think he's really struggled this year at the end of the year. He's got 4 touchdowns to 3 interceptions since he came back from injury. He does have 2 rushing touchdowns in there and, 170 rushing yards or whatever.
Well, what he needed was to be the quarterback of a team that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're good. They're good. And now I think they're fading right now.
I just don't trust him. I don't
trust it, but I think I would rather have him than the next group of guys, which I don't even know who
I
that
think
would.
I would rather have.
Then you'd be getting into like the Cousins territory.
Yeah, so I think I'm at the point where going into a playoff game, I would feel more comfortable with Cousins and Stafford than Murray.
He's not like the thing with Murray is like he's not going to kill you because he's not totally turnover prone or anything like that. It's just that sometimes he's not making these dazzling plays that you're used to. Usually it's because he's hurt. He's hurt all the time.
Did the first half of the season make us think the Cardinals offense was better than it is? Because I think that's part of my problem.
For sure.
Is they're not that explosive. Like they'll get these great plays from Murray, but with no DeAndre Hopkins and James Conner and whoever the other guy is at running back are okay. I can't think of who it is. Yes. They're okay, but really, like AJ Green has now become their best wide receiver.
Weird,
which is weird.
And Hopkins is out,
and Hopkins is out. They kind of lack explosion. Like they're just sort of, as you go into the playoffs right now. I don't know that they're a team that I would really be
definitely not peaking at the right
worried
time.
about playing in the first round.
Like
they're going to be on the road now.
This is where you get a better. I mean, there's 2 weeks left. Miraculous. I mean, this NFL season has been incredibly long, and
I don't like the extra game anymore.
I don't think I do either.
I want the Vikings season to be over.
But now is a sense of like when you get, which team is peaking at the right time. Right. So those teams, I mean, that team would be Buffalo, who they feel like they're in a good spot right now.
Buffalo feels like what happened
Kansas
to the
City,
Chiefs.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Like
all of them had that moment where you're like, are this team good anymore?
Right.
Because they had a couple game stretch where they were terrible. And now it feels like these are the teams you don't want to play.
I think Tampa Bay got back on the right track this weekend.
I think if Tampa's healthy in the playoffs, they're still the best team in the NFC.
Yep.
That's where I'm at with that. Dallas and Green Bay are really interesting.
I would have said that with San Francisco, but they lost that game to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And now it feels like Tennessee is maybe the kind of team that you want to watch out of them.
If the Bengals beat the Chiefs, Tennessee becomes the 1 seed in the AFC.
Very weird. And they're still waiting for Henry to come back.
Right. And it seems like they're expecting him back at the beginning of January.
Right.
Which I guess is allegedly Saturday.
People forget that.
How many see you next year jokes are we going to do on Thursday?
Oh, yeah. One of the things that is great about Christmas week, aside from like, all the love and all that stuff, it's great. It's that when you walk by people, you don't have to say, hey, how's it going? You could say, Merry Christmas. Love that. Great week. Maybe this week I'll just say Happy New Year to everybody.
It was really jarring for me when people were saying that, like on December 23rd.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
And I had not thought about Christmas once.
Have a good Christmas. Yeah, I know. No, I didn't think about it until
this year's
happened.
Christmas snuck up on me.
Definitely.
Might have been the 60-degree weather. Might have been the move.
Definitely the weather.
Might have been anything else, but it did not feel like Christmas. Even on Saturday, it kind of felt like, well, this is weird.
I want to get to more NFL stuff with Alan here in just a second. 2 things that I wanted to get your thoughts on here. So it's really the same, but so there were 2 games yesterday where there were obvious cases of teams totally running up running up the score is like, I don't know. It makes it seem more offensive than I want it to sound, I suppose. But like, they wanted to put it on their opponents a little bit. It's Dallas in the first half against Washington when they're still throwing it down the field. And Dak Prescott's trying to, up 42-7 at halftime. I thought that was hilarious and awesome. And I was like, I was saying there's going to be a fight in this game. After the guy the safety who came down and he smoked Dalton Schultz and it looked like his head was about to explode, but he like popped up. I was like, there is absolutely going to be a fight in this game. Turns out Washington players were just fighting each other. So that was great. And then you had Cincinnati, who really just wanted to throw for over 500 yards and probably take advantage of the fact that you're never going to get a weak and down Ravens team in your house. It's like, oh, I'm going to take out all of my years of frustration on you guys right now. They weren't happy about that either. There are few, if that's your team, there are few things better in sports than that. Putting it on your rival and they can't do anything to stop you. And you're just sitting there in your chair, kicked back, like hysterically laughing at the idea that they can't do anything about it. That is a beautiful thing. I enjoyed the hell out of that last
These
night.
are such rare moments in games as an NFL fan, because you're almost always playing in that 10-point window.
Yes.
And for some teams, the Vikings, you live in that 10-point window. So, like, if you're a Bengals fan or a Cowboys fan, and we know some, like, yesterday was like a freaking holiday in itself.
Beautiful.
Because getting to basically...
I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I mean, they poured it on. I was looking at this Ravens-Bengals box score because I hadn't pulled it up yet. These are the players for the Ravens that contributed statistically on offense. Josh Johnson.
Yep.
I didn't realize that. I assume Huntley COVID.
I don't know what happened to him.
Their running backs were Devonta Freeman and Latavius Murray.
Mm-hmm. That's normal for what they have been all year because they lost their top three at the beginning of the year.
Their tight end, who might be the best tight end in the NFL right now at this point, Mark Andrews, another phenomenal game. It doesn't matter that there's no one good on this team anymore or whoever's throwing him the ball. Mark Andrews is really good. Do you remember James Proch II?
No.
He played at SMU. Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman.
I know Rashad Bateman caught a touchdown, yeah.
Yeah, that might have been one of the first of his, because he
I
had
think
kind
it
of
was the first.
He was hurt to start the first half of the season, and then they've been working him in.
Yeah.
Tylan Wallace. This is a really
they were beat up. They had nobody on defense either.
But I don't have any problem with what the Bengals did. I mean, the Ravens
loved it.
The first game of the year, a couple years ago, when the Dolphins did their tanking thing, the Ravens put like 60-some points on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I don't even think it was like they were running, like they had backups in and they just ran their offense and just ran it down their throat. No, Joe Burrow throwing 46 times.
So both those teams, the Cowboys and the Bengals, they were like actively trying to score. Like it wasn't like, we're just going to run our offense and see what happens. They were throwing it downfield with less than 2 minutes in the game up by multiple touchdowns.
Right.
Because they were trying to get over 500 passing.
The only point of caution here is if you let your quarterback take an unnecessary hit in the NFL,
that's the risk you run.
Like there's teams that, like Tom Brady did this all the time. Aaron Rodgers does this all the time, where they're just stat padding at the end of these games where they're up by 10, 17 points. And it's like, you're at the 2-yard line.
Right.
There's no reason that you need to call 3 straight pass plays, except you exactly want to add touchdowns to it. It's all fine until you take that one unnecessary hit. And if someone had come around the corner and taken Joe Burrow out, Zach Taylor would look like a moron today.
Yeah.
So you've got to live with that risk. But as a fan, when your team is just piling it on in the NFL, it's one of the greatest feelings ever. I don't remember it very much, but it's one of the greatest feelings ever.
If only I could feel that one day. We'll talk some more NFL with Alan Bell, Sportsline next.
Follow Connor and Mike on Twitter at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer. You're listening to Happer and Schaefer. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. A cooler day for Monday with a high of 44 with mostly sunny skies and breezy northwest winds. Lighter winds expected into Monday night with a low around 26 along with partly cloudy skies. Breezy conditions are back for Tuesday with a high of 40 along with passing clouds. I'm meteorologist Regina Berg for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Parents, if you've been waiting for FDA approval to get your teen vaccinated, the time is now. The FDA has approved the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine for use in preventing COVID-19. While this is the first vaccine to gain FDA approval, all COVID-19 vaccines have been proven to be effective against the coronavirus. Want to reduce your teen's risk of hospitalization while protecting yourself and your community? Get your teen vaccinated today. Visit vaccinate.ne.gov to get started.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
This is Brad Moline, president of Allo Communications. I'm proud to say that Allo is supporting the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We are committed to bringing high-quality internet to everyone in our fiber communities. If you qualify for federal support or have been financially impacted during the pandemic, you may receive free 500 megabit internet from Allo. To find out more, please stop by the Allo store or go to allofiber.com/EBB.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for maintenance techs. They have needs for the 10B shift, Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m., the 12A shift, Saturday through Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and the 12B shift, Saturday through Monday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Minimum 2 years experience in a fast-paced industrial environment is recommended to apply, and pay is based on experience. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is all about the good and creating more of it. More drive-through celebrations, more weekend traditions, more family dinners and lunches, more car picnics and road trips, more desserts, maybe more second desserts, more celebrating being together as much as we can. There's always room for more good and more Freddy's. Keep the good going with a taste that brings you back.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Connor Happer.
I got a taco.
One taco?
No, it was like 5.
Mike Schaefer.
You don't like a tiny pig?
I don't have never thought of a tiny pig.
This is Happer and Schaefer.
Alan Bell's going to join us in a second. Quickly here, Ohio State basketball, who not so coincidentally will end up being Nebraska basketball's next opponent, January 2nd. They haven't played a game since December 11th, missed a couple games in there, returned to practice, and now have called off their next game, which was supposed to be on Tuesday against New Orleans. Chris Holtman said, quote, "Our guys are progressing through the COVID return to play protocols well, but we just don't have the numbers or readiness to play a game yet." So by the time they roll around to Lincoln on January 2nd, they will not have played a game in 22 days.
Yeah. And that's if they can get enough players back to even play that game.
You would think so. But
it just depends.
That's enough of a buffer, I think. But
right. It
that's
depends on,
that's this coming Sunday, by the way.
And if more guys end up testing positive, that would be, I mean, I don't remember how many days Nebraska was shut down for. How many days?
It was
21 days.
It may have been more.
I thought it was 3 weeks. Was it 4 weeks?
It was 3 weeks and some change, I think, last year.
I always forget the change.
Yeah, they always forget the change. That's what they do. Speaking of COVID, let's talk about the NFL.
Say, let's talk to Alan Bell.
No, well, we'll bring in Alan Bell to talk about the NFL, which also happens to be, having its own COVID situation right now. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning. Yeah, I thought you were going to segue. Hey, speaking of COVID, let's just talk to Alan. Like I either have it like constantly, like I just keep getting it, even though I'm completely vaccinated.
How do you?
That would just be bad luck.
How do you? It would be. How do you manage it from like a betting? Like you really got to focus on some of these things if you're going to go betting on NFL games right now.
Dude, it's so hard. And then these bowl games are impossible, right? So anybody out there that's betting on these games, like I feel your pain, dude. Like it's hard. It's very hard. I'll say this: I found so much more success betting player props than betting, spreads and totals right now because you just don't know. I mean, you just don't know. You've got to wait until like literally the last second. So you're getting the worst line out there. Yeah, I would suggest anybody that's betting, look at player props. You could find a lot more success there right now.
How much does when you see a guy on a run like Mark Andrews has in terms of yardage, how much does Vegas bump up when they see like he's had 100+ yards the last 3 games? They're ravaged by COVID. They don't have a lot of passing options anyways. Like, is that someone that you're tracking from a perspective of, okay, if that number is sitting around like 61 yards, you're really looking at it, or what do you do with a guy like that when he's on a bit of a run?
Yeah, absolutely. And you nailed it right there. You had to put a number in your head, right? Okay, if the number is below this number, right, I'm betting the over automatically. Okay, and there's a couple of guys coming into this weekend that were kind of in that category. Him being one of them. Cooper Kupp, he seemingly, his number every week is like 104 receiving yards, and my man just keeps crushing it, right? Like he's just an animal. And then Jonathan Taylor with the Colts, he entered this weekend with 11 straight rushing touchdowns, so he actually didn't get one. So, there you go. But yeah, man, like, when you have streaks and stuff like this, yeah, absolutely ride those trends, man. They're telling you something.
So around this time, hopefully not forever here, but you got COVID to deal with. If you're doing the Bulls, you're doing that, and like opt-outs, you got to watch all that. And then around this time of year, specifically weather. I wanted to ask you about this because Schaefer mentioned something that you kind of had thought about before. How do you approach betting on games or even props when you know that snow is going to be a factor? Is it different? When it's snow versus rain or snow versus, windy snow, like, I guess, how do you come down on all that stuff?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll say this, man, snow is really not that big of a factor, honestly. We saw the Seahawks and the Bears yesterday.
Yeah.
And those two teams for two not very good teams, them putting up 46, 47 points, whatever it was, like pretty strong, right? So like snow, I don't necessarily worry about. It's what you just said. Rain, that can absolutely have an effect on games. But to be completely honest with you, for me, it's wind. If you have a game that's really windy, like it's going to affect not only, both teams passing in the game, it's going to affect field goals. It's going to affect extra points. Like go back to that first Patriots and Bills game when it was super cold and, and snowing. Like I wasn't really worried about the cold. Wasn't really worried about, the snow precipitation. It was the wind.
Yeah, it was like 60 miles an hour wind. Yeah.
Yeah. So wind, like for me, wind is the absolute number one factor.
You're right there in Nashville. I feel like the Titans are sneakily right on the precipice of getting a very important bye if the Chiefs were to drop one more game. Do you think the Titans would benefit more than almost anyone in the NFL by having that extra week, given the status of Derrick Henry?
Oh, God, yes. They really would. First Henry, but not only him, I mean, this entire team. Like, they went into this game against the 49ers, with 2 starting linemen that were out, man, it was a COVID situation, but still, like, they haven't played one game this year where their offensive line that started the game finished the game, right? Like, I mean, this team is just banged up everywhere. So, it would help a ton. Look, I don't think it's going to happen. The Chiefs are the best team in the NFL, and I don't see them stopping anytime soon. But the good thing for the Titans is that they play the Dolphins this week. If they didn't get a win at home against Miami, all right, week 18 they play the Texans. So even if they don't get the number 1 seed, they can seemingly use that game against the Texans a little bit. Rest some guys who need it. So they've got some options there. But yeah, like the number 1 seed for them would be super, super massive.
Which team would you rather play less right now? I think if we put aside the Chiefs, because you just mentioned they're the best team, they also seem to be one of, if not the hottest team right now. But as far as peaking at the right time, I'm going to pinpoint the Bills and the Cowboys. Which team would you want to play less right now?
Oh God, probably the Cowboys. To be honest with you, the Bills are good, but they're still like you could get after them, right? Like there were chances where New England could get back in that game. Dallas, when they're on offensively, you're done. Like you just toast unless you're a team like the Chiefs or the Packers, somebody that's like super high echelon that can play. Like everybody else is going to be toast because you just can't keep up. And you look at their defense and what Diggs and everybody else is doing. I mean, they're just on fire. They remind me of the Chiefs so much in the sense of this, that it's so much offensive that you pay attention to. And then you look up and you're like, my God, like the defense scores touchdowns too every week. Like this is the problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, like unless you're like the Chiefs or the Packers or somebody, dude, Cowboys are scary right now.
Do we think the Cardinals are undergoing kind of one of those ruts that some of these teams like the Bills, the Chiefs, the Cowboys went through, where you kind of either started to write them off a little bit, or do we think that there's real red flag issues with this Cardinals team as they're leaking oil down the finish line?
Oh, there are red flags for sure, and it's mostly on their head coach. Like Cliff Kingsbury has done this since college. He's done this with Arizona already as well. Like they start super hot, and they just kind of the wheels fall off, towards the end. Now, I still have to see it out. Like I'm not going to say that like that's absolutely what happens, because anytime you have Kyler as your quarterback, dude, you can win a game, right? Like I mean that team is good, but no, man, like this is a red flag because we've already seen it on two different levels out of Cliff Kingsbury, and it's happening again. So we'll see. The Colts are a good team. They're another one up there. Like not a lot of people want to play the Colts right now. They're playing excellent football. So I'll give Arizona the benefit of the doubt there, but it's a red flag for me for sure.
A lot of stuff is kind of, or at least it's getting close to sorted out in the AFC with Kansas City and Tennessee, and Cincinnati looks like they have a bit of a stranglehold on that division now, and Buffalo feels better than New England at the moment. And then you have this kind of mess of these teams after that. Who are the last, two playoff teams in the AFC right now? And you have New England's at New England and Indy are at 9-6. Baltimore is at 8-7. Chargers are 8-7. Vegas is 8-7. The Steelers still have that tie that might help them out, which is really crazy. Miami, if with a win tonight, could go to 8-7. Who is this last team going to be in the AFC?
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? Like I think Miami's the scariest team out there, because if they beat the Saints tonight, beat the Titans next week, which is absolutely possible, right? Like the Titans aren't playing that great of football. The 49ers just kind of fell into exactly what the Titans defense excels at. The Dolphins are the scariest team because they play absolute physical, real defense, and they can beat you on the ground, and Tua's playing all right. The Chargers and the Raiders, like they're kind of the same team. The Chargers can just score more points sometimes.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, they're just not that good. Like they're just not consistent. The Ravens are trying to fall apart. Like time is going to just let them fall apart on their own. They're a mess, man. But yeah, man, like the AFC at the bottom is a mess. I can't wait to see who makes it.
I don't feel like any of those teams are that bad though. Like each of those would be a 7 seed.
Yeah,
that
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't be
scary.
excited to face any of those teams if I was
Right.
the two.
See, and you just brought it up. Like that's a perfect point right there. All right, so like the Dolphins, like if you face them, like at first glance, like it doesn't sound that bad, but then you're like, oh dear God, like they don't give up many points and they make a lot of turnovers. They'll run the ball down your throat. Like you don't want to face that, and they're hot right now, right? You look at the Chargers, yeah, they don't seem that great, but dude, Justin Herbert in one game can put up 50 points, right? Like if you catch him in that game, you're toast. Like I think that the Raiders and the Ravens, I wouldn't mind playing them because they just don't do it offensively, for you. And you can have on their defense as well, obviously, what Joe Burrow showed. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like the Dolphins and the Chargers, dude, I wouldn't want to play them. You know what I mean? Like just because you catch them on the wrong day, dude, and you're done.
When you saw the news about Joe Judge and Daniel Jones, how excited were you to bet on the Giants to have the worst record next year or Joe Judge to be the first coach fired?
Yeah, man. Like, I'm just not buying into any of this. Like, let me say this. I don't think Daniel Jones is that bad of a quarterback. I'm not saying he's good.
He needs help.
But yeah, exactly. Like, I remember seeing, just giving a local perspective, I remember seeing Ryan Tannehill in Miami, which where you're like, this guy's not bad, but this team stinks. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you just give him, an opportunity with a better team, he might show you something. But this Giants team, like, I'm out. I'm out on this, on this coaching staff, and I'll tell you why. Like, this high school Harry stuff gets annoying. And have you ever noticed, like, the coaches that are the loudest, about, oh, we play aggressive, we play to win, 10 toes down, we'll fight anybody in an alley. Those are always the most conservative, bland,
Mike Zimmer?
no creativity, right? Like, they're always like that. So it's like I just don't buy into what Joe Judge is trying to do. You don't get logos on your shirts till you earn it. Like, the NFL, dude. Like, let's just practice, get some good players and go. It's annoying to me.
We're all professionals here. We don't need any motivational speeches.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those, like, where you look up, like, you're one of the players who're like, dude, I make more than you. Shut up.
Right.
Coach, man. Like, I'll just get some plays up for it.
We have a Monday night game tonight between the Dolphins and Saints that will feature Ian Book, I believe, quarterbacking the New Orleans Saints. What in the world are we looking at here from a gambling perspective?
Oh, you're looking at 600 carries for Alvin Kamara tonight. That's what you're looking at. Like, it's going to be like, Ian Book's not that bad. But the problem is that Miami's defense, first off, they run man press cover zero about 51% of the time. They have their cornerbacks, just man coverage, right on the line, right on you. You know what time it is. They give you zero time. And their defensive line is aggressive. They put pressure on the quarterback a ton, and they are going to have their ears pinned back tonight. So it could be tough for Ian Book. The problem is on the other side as well, is that you got Miami's offense, which is all right. It's pretty good. But the New Orleans Saints defense is really good, and they're going to have pressure on Tua as well. Like, this game, it's either going to be one of those to where they put up 60 points or they put up 10 points, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's only going to go one of those, like, two crazy extremes. And I think it's going to be the points, actually. I think this game gets pretty weird, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. But, yeah, man, you're looking at two really good defenses tonight.
Alan Bell, what the hell? Parlay of the week?
Perfect parlay right into that conversation, okay? So, look. You know what? We're going to go something a little wild, even more for tonight. Okay, here's what we've got. All right, and I'll put this on Twitter right after the show. All right, plus 1150. Here's all we need, fellas. Here's all we need.
Okay.
We need one fumble lost in the game. Okay?
Yeah.
We can get that pretty easy. The final score has to end on an even number. All right? The Saints win outright.
Okay.
And the total points are over 37.5. So there you go.
So, all right, we're going to recap this. A fumble lost in the game. The final score ends on an even number. New Orleans wins and the over.
Yep, there you go.
Amazing. I love the even number throwing.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
This isn't.
We have any effect on that whatsoever, right?
It's a completely reasonable bet right up until the even number.
Well, that's the thing that makes it great. It's like Alan in his head is like, yeah, what the hell? Throw it in.
I know.
We look forward to it, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right. See you, boys. Thank you.
Alan Bell of Sportsline. Great stuff from him, as always. And we look forward to when that ball hits the ground tonight, somebody else jumping on it. Somebody from the other team jumping on it.
I better just get a text from you that's all caps fumble. That's what I want. That's what I'm demanding out of you tonight.
Honestly, I love this. So this is like my kind of bet. It's just like we don't have any. There's no statistical thing that we could look up. There's no number that would say it ends in. I wonder, like, throughout NFL history, or maybe even just this year, if games have ended on an even number more or an odd number more. I mean, there's no way there would be any edge to either side on that.
Think about the statistical trend of, like, no one used to score 30 points, and then, like, that's how the whole 30 pool evolved. 12 teams have done it so far this year.
Yep, naturally.
Across 16 weeks.
Right.
So.
All right, so we'll see that one, and you can check out the Happer and Schaefer Twitter account on that shortly, as Alan will tweet that out. You can follow him at Alan Bell 24/7 on Twitter. Let's take a quick time out. We'll welcome in Tom and Bach for the handoff next.
More of Happer and Schaefer is coming your way on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In basketball on Monday, the Parkview Christian boys dominated Lewiston 73-14, but would lose a game the next day against Hartington Cedar Catholic 45-73 in the Archbishop Bergen Holiday Tournament. The Parkview Christian girls also won in their matchup over Lewiston 51-41. On Tuesday, December 21st, Lincoln Lutheran got a win over Mount Michael 57-46. Johnny Jules led Lincoln Lutheran with 14 points. In girls basketball, Lincoln North Star dominated Grand Island in the win 58-17. Sarah Gottweck led the Navigators with 19 points, and Lincoln Christian lost to Omaha Skutt 64-45. In wrestling matchups on Tuesday, Lincoln Christian won over Palmyra 66-12. Millard West dominated Lincoln Northeast 69-12. Lincoln got a win in their matchup against Fremont 44-36. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Parents, if you've been waiting for FDA approval to get your teen vaccinated, the time is now. The FDA has approved the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine for use in preventing COVID-19. While this is the first vaccine to gain FDA approval, all COVID-19 vaccines have been proven to be effective against the coronavirus. Want to reduce your teen's risk of hospitalization while protecting yourself and your community? Get your teen vaccinated today. Visit vaccinate.ne.gov to get started.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge starting January 8th with 2 locations in Lincoln.
Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is all about the good and creating more of it. More drive-through celebrations, more weekend traditions, more family dinners and lunches, more car picnics and road trips, more desserts, maybe more second desserts, more celebrating being together as much as we can. There's always room for more good and more Freddy's. Keep the good going with a taste that brings you back.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. More of Happer and Schaefer here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer, Tom Stevens, Jake Bachhoven.
Hey.
Of Tom and Bach. Good morning, gentlemen.
Did you have a Merry Christmas? You had lots of toys?
Very merry. Extremely merry.
Yeah.
I didn't get any toys, though. My best gift that I got, I think, was a safe.
A safe?
I got a
It's
safe.
a good gift.
Yeah, I got a safe.
Good gift.
Just in case my house burns down, like, I can put my birth certificate in there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
She's going to hate that I admitted this on air, but my wife is really bad with passwords and with garage codes, all of that stuff. So she got the combination to the safe wrong so many times that we got locked out of our own safe.
Oh, no. It's a key.
Well, yeah, and
It's
there's a key to get into it. Like, you can still force entry, but I have to reset the code, and I have to go
there's
find
a code and a key.
Yeah, I have to go find the book and everything. Like, the key is the fail safe in case you can't remember the code.
2-factor
Which not only
authentication.
could she not remember, she put in so many failed tries, it locked and shut the whole electronic system down.
Wow.
You own a safe, Bach?
A very small one that I don't put much in.
Get a safe,
maybe
Bach.
should invest in it, yeah.
Bach's worried about people breaking into his house and taking the safe.
I'm not too worried about any.
You take the entire safe.
I don't have a
Material
safe.
possessions, whatever. It's not a big deal for me. I'll move on.
It's really the safe was probably worth more than anything that I put in the safe.
Yeah, like here's examples of stuff that's in the safe include my baptism certificate that I needed from my church to get married this summer.
Maybe one really good baseball card that you think is worth a lot.
I don't have any baseball cards in my safe.
I like the Guardians hat, though. I saw
There you
you're making the switch. Well, you have to. I mean,
Well, I don't have a
you're
choice.
forced to, yeah. But
I'm forced to retain my fanship of the team, even though I hate them.
Does this count as a Tom Stevens, the team is leaving you thing, even though they're not leaving, they're just changing their names? Does this give Schaefer an opportunity to change teams if he wanted to?
No, you can't.
Okay.
It's just,
If they left Cleveland, I would pick a new team. But they're still in Cleveland. It's
right.
So I'm still going
Yeah.
to be a fan of them. I think the
Right.
name is stupid, but I
Yeah.
will support it.
right.
That's my whole
Fair enough.
The only time I've ever left a team, Kansas City Omaha Kings, they moved to Sacramento, and I wasn't going to be a Sacramento Kings fan. That's the only time. If,
So
if they leave you,
Who's
then
your
you're
NBA
allowed.
team?
The Celtics. I
Okay.
picked the Celtics after that
Good
because I
choice.
really like Bird back.
It
in the
worked
day.
out well for you.
Larry.
It did work out. I mean, they've only won a couple championships since I picked them.
yeah.
But it's
More
been
than
a
the
good move.
Kings.
Yeah, right.
A lot more relevant than the Kings always.
Yeah, you made the right choice, I guess.
I love the Kings. So they had Nate Archibald, Sam Lacey, and Scotty Wedman and Ernie Grunfeld. It was back in the day when the same players were on the same team for at least 5-6 years. So you got to know them. I remember back in the day. I miss those days.
stayed on the same team.
Same with the Royals. I mean, you
I
can
remember Tiny Archibald.
okay, make fun of me,
No, I'm just
but
kidding.
sports were
No, you're
better
right.
then.
I agree.
Sports
No,
were better then before free agency just took over.
College ball is going to be like that very soon. I remember
Yeah.
when a guy would stay from freshman to
That's right.
senior year.
Yeah, that was
That's
amazing.
right.
They would have a red shirt
That's
year.
right.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
There
even
was
leave.
no transfer portal in
There's no
1992.
Yeah.
Damn portal.
If there was this guy, I like that conversation already. Who would have transferred if there was a transfer portal?
Yeah, we were talking about the possibility with
There-
absolutely no
You know,
backing
There's
behind it. It was
always
yeah.
been
like,
transfer.
Graham
Like,
Mertz.
that's the-
Would you take Graham Mertz?
No,
I'd
No.
take Graham Mertz.
I don't want him.
I'd take Graham Mertz.
I don't think that's the answer. I just
Oh, that's
something
the
tells me
answer,
that's
baby.
Not the answer.
That's the
The
answer.
guy who was
baby.
bad.
Happer is a self-proclaimed Mertziac.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you love about
He's
him?
Hurtson for
Mertzaholic.
Mertz.
Yeah,
More than Slovish?
From Mertz.
You wanted
not
more?
more than Slovis. No.
No.
Out of anybody that could potentially be left.
Is that where we are?
Well,
Please.
DJ Uyunglele,
Yeah.
Tua's little brother.
Yeah, I'd take.
Oh
Talia.
yeah, to his little brother for sure.
These guys are not in the portal,
I
by
think
the way.
Oh, yeah.
Talia Tagovailoa is going to be a real option.
I'd take him.
Really?
Yeah.
I take him in a
Oh,
heartbeat.
I think in that offense with Whipple, I think that would be a good selling point, especially if they can add another receiver out of the portal too.
Casey Thompson, I take him.
Yeah, is he still in there?
Is he still in there? I don't know.
I don't think he's gone anywhere.
No.
All right. We have some things to say.
I got some problems with you people.
I thought Festivus was last week.
No, it was.
So there are going to be 3 more Happer and Schaefers ever.
Really, just 2.
Yeah, and I'm just by myself tomorrow.
Yep.
So Wednesday and Thursday. And that's it. Why? Because neither of us will work here anymore.
That's right.
That's it.
Have you been fired again?
Yeah, everybody else has always, I've been around for a lot of announcements, and I've always thought, wow, that seems really not fun to do. And I was right.
You're not having fun?
I'm not having fun at all. It's not great. But yes, this will be my final week here at 93.7 The Ticket. And I'm not lying right now, although it seems like I may be joking.
This is no joke.
This is not a joke.
It's not a joke. And because Happer's leaving, I'm leaving as well. Not really. But this is my final week as well.
That first one was a joke. That's not a
That's
joke.
not a joke.
Okay. We have to make very clear what we're not joking
We're
about.
not joking. We are leaving.
This is being handled with aplomb
Well,
that you have come to expect from your host.
What do you do? So we all go around the room. We're all Bach, do you have anything to say?
I'm out of here. I'm done.
That's a joke.
Yeah, that's a joke. See, that's a joke. I'm the only one in this room that will be a 93.7 The Ticket next year.
Which is next week.
Which is next week.
Which is also next week.
So this is the final week of Tom and Buck and Happer and Schaefer.
So we're changing the call letters to K-Bach.
That's right.
That'd be cool.
It's called Bach Around the Clock.
Yeah.
I bet those are still open.
We need to fill hours, so you guys are all leaving. I guess I'm just gonna do 8 hours of radio a day. Huh?
KBOK is it's an airport.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
KBOK, it's a radio station, K-Bach, in Reno, 93.3.
Oh, cool. I should apply there.
There's also K-Bach, like K-B-A-C-H, but
yeah.
Is that just a Bach channel for Sebastian Bach?
Yes.
Just
probably
nonstop classical.
Only Bach all the time.
To add into this with Happer departing and no more Happer.
Yeah, this has all been made very unclear.
Yeah.
Let's
I will no longer be doing a daily radio show here at the Ticket either. However, I will still be popping in, I'm sure, for guest appearances. I still plan to be involved on Thursday mornings with the early break. So I'll be around. I just won't be on daily as I have been for the last 2.5 years.
And it's very possible I could be doing like a weekly 1-hour radio show. So I think I could be appearing from time to time. But I've just decided I need some time. There's some things that we haven't done, Heidi and I, as far as trips are concerned. I'd like to go to Europe next year and see the Huskers, but I want to go for like a couple of weeks if we go. So there are things like that. I just need some time, and I won't be going away probably permanently, but from this show, definitely.
What's my excuse?
Good one.
Don't have one really.
You have one.
Just leaving.
You might be popping up somewhere else, maybe?
It could be popping up somewhere else.
Maybe one would expect that. But as far as leaving here, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
At the end of the week. Thursday. One more text bag. And that's it. I felt bad that we didn't say it to Alan Bell today. It's like, yeah, we'll never talk to you on the show again. So we probably
I was wondering if we shouldn't do something on Thursday where we have our regulars all for like a minute and we just do a regular whip around at the final hour.
Tell them it's done.
Just get it in. You can be like, hey, we're bringing you on for a minute. Thanks. We appreciate everything you did. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.
Okay. We can maybe hook that up. We don't really do anything else on Thursdays.
I like that idea.
Thursday's pretty open for us.
For what it's worth, the Happer and Schaefer and the recruiting hour before it, very awesome show. I think that it.
Thanks, Bach.
Yeah, it's done very well in its time. And Tom and Bach, Tom's out on me under a year, so he's just like, yeah, I'm out of here.
No,
Yeah, how does it feel, Bach? How does it feel to lose your co-host in a short amount of time?
Oh man, well, it's sad.
we made it through a football season.
We didn't
together.
make it through a football season.
This is
I partially blame the
3-9.
Huskers for going 3-9 for Tom's departure.
this is the first time that Happer has ended a show.
I know.
It's always happened to you.
Yeah.
What does it feel like with the
Right.
shoe on
I
the
guess
other
it would.
foot?
Why can't we blame it on you?
I mean, we can, but I think
All right, it was
more will
me.
be revealed.
It was. It was me.
You might have done more shows than I have on this station.
I don't think so. Why? Why do you think?
I
that?
mean, just more partners, more name
several
change,
more partners.
way more partners than I've had. You've had a lot of shows.
I've got
Happer's
around.
had a lot of
Several
partners.
partners.
I've got around.
Yeah. Under a year is not a problem for Happer. He's been used to. No, I don't know if you have had that.
There's
He
been,
has commitment issues.
but most of them have bailed on me, which would be
Right.
why I have current commitment issues.
I didn't bail on it. You just moved.
I just want to say that I have appreciated, obviously, doing the handoff with you guys, and I'm sure we will over the next couple of days as we finish this out. Happer, who basically helped make the recruiting hour happen, which allowed me to kind of get more used to doing daily radio, and then we had the opportunity to do this show for about 5 months, and it was a hell of an experience. 3 hours of radio every day during a football season, during a Nebraska football season in which they went 3-9. I could not have been in this spot without Connor Happer, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, Schaefer. I appreciate you. This has been good, and we still have another week, and then you guys can send your show off as well. So I know it's all happening kind of at once, but,
Yeah.
which makes it a little.
But we've had a lot of.
Are we going to call it the Happering?
No, we are not.
We've
not
had
the
a lot
Happering.
of changes on this radio station. I mean, way back from Mike Welch and Brett Kane and Lanny Holstein, and we've always survived. And that's one of the things I've appreciated about this station. I mean, Happer came from the university. Rico came from the university, not the University of Nebraska, Kearney. And it's just always seemed to
Can't
fit
get rid of
together.
Rico.
I mean, we're always wondering, it seems like every couple of years, whether this thing, how it's going to work together. And it always does.
Yeah.
I loved working
fun
with
to work.
Happer and Stevens, Tom and Bach.
People forget about
Gaskins.
Happer and Stevens.
Yeah.
Do they?
The small footnote on the
You
history.
don't
of the
hear about it
station.
too much.
Oh, it was a long run. My longest running show, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought we had some good shows together.
I agree.
So that was fun. But I've also loved working with Bach, because Bach is just the ultimate. I mean, he knows college football inside and out. And so he's fun to work with in that way. Knows Husker football history and basketball history. He's just so laid back. So he's really easy. I mean, we've all worked with him in one way or another. I know you do post games with him, Hap. He's
Those are
the
fun.
ultimate professional. I'll miss him.
Of course. Yeah, everybody here is. So to recap, me, Happer, Schaefer, right
Schaefer.
there. Tom, right there. Leaving.
We're leaving.
Done.
At the end of this week. At the end of the
right.
week.
You better enjoy it if you like.
Was this the worst goodbye ever?
Now, yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
It went about as how it was planned, which is
Yeah.
to say it wasn't particularly planned.
Not planned at all.
No.
There was this grand idea on Friday of like all of us playing like some sort of trivia game and we rig it so Bach wins.
Yes.
And the rest of us lose, so we have to quit our jobs.
That would have been great.
Could have been funny.
Would have been a good
That
segment.
would have
I
been
think.
fun. That would have been fun.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, I suppose. So yeah, we'll round out the end of the week and then we'll be. Oh, we still have a minute left in this show. Yeah, and we'll watch bad bowl games and we'll talk about them, and that's it. And I don't have much else to say because I'm bad at this. Obviously, as we have learned, I've learned nothing from my predecessors leaving.
Yeah, so many opportunities for you to see how other people have exited gracefully, and you have just stumbled all over yourself.
Naturally.
It's okay. You'll have another opportunity to do the same thing on Thursday.
That's right.
We'll
And
say
that
goodbye.
time
This
it's
isn't
for
the last
real.
goodbye. You'll have to make the rounds. You have to go on early break and then our show, and then so you're gonna have to do all the shows.
And we spared you like the Coach K year,
Yeah.
you know, where you go around and you get presents from everybody.
Right.
Not that was ever really on the table, but like
I
we
still
could
want
have
some-
done another week.
I still want some dirt from the flower pot that sits out front the door of the ticket to take that
You're
home.
welcome.
That's absolutely Take.
Mark?
I'm
done.
definitely taking memorabilia.
We're done for today. Tom and Buckner.
Bye.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth.